Hi, everyone. Me and my twin flame tarot are here to talk about our eternal love and decide which one of us is the red hand and which one of us is the blue paw. Okay, you gotta figure out which one's which. Which one do you think you are? Eh? You wanna say something? No words, just vibes. Okay, that is true twin flame language. You don't even have to say words. You just know that we are connected and divine forever. Right? And we just purr. We're a perfect union. Anyways, so Tarot finally has graced us with her presence. I know everyone is so excited, right? Huh?
The mango frequency.
We must be on the mango frequency today because she is ready to hear about the twin flames with my twin flame. So we are going to check in with our friends of the pod, Jeff and Shalia Divine. Okay. You might remember if you've watched the Netflix documentaries or the Prime Amazon documentaries. There's two about the Twin Flames universe. And there was a really good podcast, I believe, from Wondery that was out like 2 years ago about this couple who started a business to help connect you to your eternal lover. And they had some interesting tactics, to say the least, to get you to believe in their courses and whatnot. One of them being, if the person you think is your twin flame, they'll tell you who your twin flame is. But if you thought in the beginning they were like, "Hey, who do you think your twin flame is?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, my neighbor Brian," and they're like, "Yep, we agree. We asked God, and He said Brian is your twin flame." And they're like, "Well, Brian hates me and actually called the police last time I tried to hit on him. What should I do?" And they're like, "Never stop. Keep stalking him constantly." And that was their advice. Okay, so that didn't go very well for their followers as they got arrested and such. And then they started this new thing where it was like, actually, why are we telling people to go after people in their own lives? Let's just get people within our cult community, trademark, that we can pair them together. That makes way more sense. But then they had way more women than men, I believe, in the group. So they're like, "Hey, actually, I don't know if they believe in gay marriage. I'm not sure. Or like gay relationships. I guess we'll have to check." But they're like, "Hey, man and woman, if you are a woman and we only have like 100 women and we have 100 women and 20 men, we'll just change your gender. That's what you should do, and then you can pair up." And that created a whole other set of issues. So anyways, that's where we last left them. Oh, they also started a religion, of course, and they also became multi-millionaires, okay? And he also is Jesus. Jeff is Jesus Christ. So just those couple little details to add. But why are we talking about them again is because they just did an interview with CTV News, which is like Canadian news. So before we go to war with Canada, we're going to watch their broadcast while we're allowed to. And they did a sit-down interview with them. And I felt like we should just watch it and see what they're up to because, they're a curious coupling. For sure.
You're not freaking fine.
That's what I always say. And I guess the reporter also talked to some of the couples and some of the people in the group that are still like hanging out and being brainwashed every day. So we're going to watch. But first, I want to go to their website because I love looking at people's websites, and especially these that are, cults. Like, what is their branding? How are they branding this cult? Very nice. Eternal love, illuminating the path home to eternal love. And it's a beautiful wedding with flowers in the air. If you join this online course cult, then you will also be walking down the aisle with your boo thing. And this is Daniel and Christina, Daniel and Christina, students of Twin Flame Ascension School. Okay, so it says, we will help you manifest harmonious twin flame union. Oh my gosh. And then it says, click to take the twin flame test. Are you ready to take the test? I am. Let's take it together. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah. Click. Twin flame test. All right, you ready? Okay. Oh my gosh. This is, everyone get your pencils out. Get your notebooks. Get your worksheets out. How important is commitment in having a healthy relationship? Not that important. Ideally, should marriage be forever? No. Would you feel completely satisfied being married to someone who did not align with all of your core values? Yes. Do you feel romantic love is something you're entitled to have without needing to put any effort into the process? Yes, I need to be worshipped just by my very presence. On a scale of 1 to 10, how valuable is having healthy romance in your life? Is 0 an option? Okay. If my partner does something I find upsetting, my best course of action is to, and I guarantee you, whatever my answers are, the answer is going to be getting a coach in the Twin Flames universe and to pay this couple money. But okay. So what do you do if your parent does something you find, or your parent, oh my God, I've been watching too much White Lotus. If your partner does something you find upsetting, the best course of action is to make sure I do something at least equally upsetting for them in return so they know exactly how they made me feel and they won't do it again. Or B, make an effort to resolve the conflict with patience because I know that adding more upset to the relationship will not result in favorable outcomes. Well, I obviously think I'm gonna fight fire with fire, duh. I am willing to learn, grow, and change in order to achieve better results than I am currently getting. Hell no, never change. Stay the same forever. If things start turning stale or sour in my relationship, I should leave the relationship and find a new one that isn't as boring. True. Blame my partner because I'm wonderful and it's not my fault that our relationship turns stale or sour. Okay, that's my answer. Question everything about myself and blame myself until I learn how to do it right. Okay, that's what they hope you say. Love the situation until it resolves into clarity. Okay. Accept the relationship as it is because I should be grateful to have a relationship. Well, that's true. But I'm going to blame my partner. How important is it that your partner puts effort into the relationship? I prefer them to not talk to me. How important is equality in relationships? I rather be used, please. Should both partners put equal effort into the relationship? No, women should put in all. How much effort should each person put into the relationship? My significant other should put in more effort in order to appreciate me. I should put in more into the relationship in order to appreciate my significant other. Both partners should invest equal amounts into the relationship. Neither party should be concerned very much with investing into the relationship. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then it's not meant to be. Amen. How much do you feel it's worth to invest in your romantic relationship? Everything you have and all of what you are, so long as it does not deteriorate who you are. Everything you have and all of what you are, even if it deteriorates who you are, of course. As much as you can spare, but there are more important things in life than love. Little to nothing. Love should just happen for me, and if it doesn't, then it's not meant to be. This test is going to explode. It cannot tell me what type of personality I am. How responsible are you for getting results in your romantic life? Not at all responsible. These things happen naturally, and if they don't, it's because it's not the right time for me. Something else will determine my success. It's not up to me at all. Somewhat responsible. Most things are out of my control, but I can do a bit, and that can help my chances for getting good results in my romantic life. Significantly responsible. I can put in effort and get results, but there are some things that are just out of my control. Completely irresponsible. I understand that my reality is my responsibility, and if I desire to experience something different, I should put forth the effort to create the change I desire. I'm going to say, take no responsibility. What would you do if your significant other didn't want to change their stance on something? Move on. It means they're not made for me. 2, try to talk things out with them and make them understand my point of view. Or 3, take a moment to check if I'm triggered by their response and take responsibility for feeling better. Then I consider my course of action. What do you think? Move on. Okay. How valuable is it to have professional tools and support to help you on the twin flame journey? Not that valuable. I will get to my destination eventually. And these are like such specific answers that they're like writing like pista. Well, this one person one time said that they will get to their destination eventually. Okay. Not that valuable. I will get to my destination eventually, and whatever I find on the internet that sounds good and I gather about my own personal experience will get me there. I don't find any value in professional support or guidance. I believe I can do it on my own. Yes. Somewhat valuable. I will listen to the professionals for a few tips, but mostly I prefer to figure things out myself and do things alone. I will take into consideration what professionals have to say, but I don't believe they're going to be of meaningful benefit to me. Okay, they hate these two top answers. The best answer, I'm assuming, is this one. Very valuable. I will kiss the feet. Oh, I'm just kidding. I will worship and love, especially people who are in the Twin Flames universe community. Okay, sorry, I'm being for real now. Very valuable. I understand that professionals are highly focused on getting results for their clients and their training. Focus and experience make them capable of helping me make better decisions. I understand that it's worthwhile for me to have professional tools and support to help me along the way. Ew. Okay, we're almost there. How important is it to be able to continue to deepen your relationship with your significant other? Not important. I'd rather it be shallow as hell. How important is romance and intimacy in a relationship? 1, do not touch me. How valuable is communication and connection in a relationship? 1, don't talk to me and don't connect. Are you willing to learn, grow, and change in order to attract forever love into your life? Absolutely not. Where should we send your results? Okay, everyone look away. Close your eyes. I'm going to put my email in, okay? kia@kiaslife.org .com/MySpace. Okay. I'm going to check my inbox, and then I'm going to get unlimited emails for the rest of my goddamn life. Let's see. Okay, my results have arrived. Let's see my score. You ready? Okay, they sent me a yellow rose. That means something. It means I need to go to Texas to find my love, I think. It's like, this is your twin flame. Actually, it's one flower, so you're going to be alone forever. Okay, this is what it says. Your twin flame results and next steps on your journey are here. Let's find out how you did. I didn't know there was right or wrong answers. I thought it was a personality test, but okay. You scored less than 40%. Damn. What's wrong with me? What's wrong? Will I never find love? Did I answer these questions with some sort of lack of understanding? At this time, you may not be ready for the twin flame journey. I'm shocked. The twin flame journey is a journey of self-love, discovery, and healing. It's a journey. Is it a journey? I don't know if it's a journey or not. I wonder if they could tell me if it's a journey. It's a journey that requires you to take a different path to get a different result than most people in society today are getting, and does require a certain degree of readiness. Twin flame journey is full of... Why do they keep saying journey? Twin flame journey is full of pitfalls, challenges, and obstacles designed for your growth that can trip up anyone, no matter how spiritually advanced you may be. You can often feel lost, alone, and confused, and frustrated, going in constant circles if you don't know the way or have the proper guidance. If you're not ready yet, you can take your time to become ready by learning more about twin flames and the journey itself. As a next step, we recommend starting with Twin Flames, Finding Your Ultimate Lover by Jeff and Shalia Devine to learn more about the twin flame journey and what it requires for you to learn and attain your harmonious twin flame union. Okay, so they're like, F you, you're not willing to listen to us, so read our book and shut up until you're ready. Okay. Very good. I got a F- on that quiz. So that's what you could do. So if you're ready to be indoctrinated, sign up and take the quiz yourself on twinflamesuniverse.com. And here are some of the couples. Okay, I'm not going to judge too harshly, but this couple does not seem well matched. They seem like there's an age gap here, and they don't seem like very comfortable with each other. Actually, all the women seem to be not smiling. Okay, at least in the first page. Okay, so these are the couples, the happy couples. Some of them are in the documentary, and some of them I think have like spoken out against the group. So it's interesting that their pictures are here. But this is the proof that it works. This is not a cult at all, okay? And you can read about their success stories. Okay, more couples. You can take pictures in matching sweaters at the library if you join. I mean, that's all I want. You can be in a throuple. There's unlimited choices, everybody. Anyways, okay, let's get the real tea here. And first, sorry, I skipped everyone because I was taking my quiz and I was studying. So I needed to focus. But I did get your messages. A sorry shepherd. Thank you so much. A sorry shepherd says, Kia is my twin flame. Well, you know how I feel about that? I'm just kidding. This one. A nice long fart into the ether. And also, I feel this.
Don't need to speak to the deaf or show things to the blind.
And finally...
And I will tell her girlfriend you were so on.
Girlfriend, you are so on. Or sorry, shepherd. Thank you so much. And then I got one from Squirrel on Steroids. Thank you so much, Squirrel on Steroids. And they said, hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday to you as well, Squirrel on Steroids. And for that, I say this.
This is actually legit.
Thank you. And then I also say this.
I just know that worms are going to come out of me.
Am I right? And then finally,
Douche lord.
that's what I think of acorns when they don't come out of the ground. Thank you, Squirrel on Steroids. Okay, time to watch. So I skipped ahead a little bit just because they had like an intro part with music and whatnot. So this is the beginning of the interview. Okay, so we're going to watch Jeff and Shalia. Now we're going to analyze them as we go. Peep their outfits and let me know what you think. Okay, here comes Shalia first. She's got studded pants and a plaid blouse, not tucked in, okay? And a full 3-piece suit with a purple lilac tie and loafers. And this is a businessman, okay? I now know he means business. And when you say business, he means an online scam. Yeah.
They call themselves Jeff and Shalia Divine, the founders of Twin Flames Universe. They've never agreed to a television interview until now.
Okay, that's a little dramatic, Avery Haines, or whoever you are, from CTV. They've done interviews before. They never did a TV interview. It's like, okay, well, we're just, it's semantics at this point. I've heard them talk more than they should ever be allowed to talk. As a free speech warrior, they should shut up.
Jeff.
And this aired, yeah, I see your question, Angela. This aired 11 days ago, or at least it was posted onto YouTube 11 days ago. So it's fresh, piping hot tea.
What do you think the public's perception of you is, and where are they wrong?
Very positive.
I think they think I'm not a nice person and that I hurt people. And it could not be further from the truth.
There was a reaction towards us, and it caught fire.
I mean, the words that have been used to describe you.
Some might call it a twin flame fire.
I don't try to consume the hate enough to know.
Narcissistic, coercive, bully.
True. Not true.
Cult leader.
Yeah, not true.
And that you have destroyed people's lives.
Not true. Not true at all.
Isn't that in the eyes of the beholder, like to say you're a narcissist and, well, I guess that is like a diagnosis, but like you've destroyed people's lives, you go, that's not true. It's like, well, it's kind of up to the people's lives that claim that you've destroyed them, not your perspective on it. It's not like, something, it's an argument to be made. It's not really a statement of fact, but okay.
Twin Flames Universe is a spiritual movement with a seductive guarantee. Follow their program and you'll find eternal love.
Look at this. Look at this.
He's such a dork, this guy. He's like the biggest dork in the world.
Boom! We married. I'm married to my twin flame. I love it. This is so devilish. I know how to make them want you. Oh, and I'm gonna teach you how.
It's not just about making them want you. Jeff and Shalia preach that the path to your twin flame is paved with spiritual and financial riches. Follow them, and you can have a life just like theirs.
This is my pool, my slide. This is my house.
How many grown men do you know that show off their slide? Hey guys, this is my slide. I know you're jealous. I can go at least 15 miles an hour down my slide into my pool, which is 75 degrees. Are you jealous yet? Sign up for my course. You could be me one day. Asari Shepherd, thank you so much. Ashari, can I speak? Athari Shepherd said, whoa, he said not true, so that must be so. He is Christ reincarnated. We will get there. But if he proclaims it, then it is the law of the land.
Anyway, the procedure failed and I died.
That's a good line. I like that soundbite. Anyways.
How old are you?
I believe that I'm 26.
How old are you? I don't know. I believe that I'm 78.
Got my celery juice right here.
Thank you, sorry. Okay, back to it.
This is the back of it. Here you may recognize the Porsche and good old Corvette. It's looking good. Don't be upset or jealous, because you're gonna find out how easy this is for you. You could have this too.
I'm upset and jealous. Honestly.
Twin Flames Universe is a multi-million-dollar for-profit company with hundreds of thousands of Facebook
How do people give these scammers money? Stop it.
followers. It's almost entirely online. Their website showcases glowing testimonials from believers who claim to have found their true love and their true selves.
I manifested harmonious union with my one true love.
Rediscovered my true gender. Finally accepted myself as the divine masculine.
Some claim miraculous cures.
I have been symptom-free for years now.
I no longer have people.
Why do miraculous cures and becoming a millionaire always go hand in hand with every cult? Is that just because everyone wants that? Everyone wants to be healthy and everyone wants to be rich. And so no matter what type of cult you're in, what type of group you're in, that is a promise and a claim made in every single one of these.
PTSD.
Others boast of manifesting big money.
My income has increased 3 times.
I got out of deep poverty and manifested very high-paying jobs.
So just what is a twin flame? Well, it's like a soulmate on steroids.
This person was designed for you by God, and you were designed for this person by God to be your eternal companion. And of course, they're your ultimate lover. I'm talking mega
I can't wait till they get divorced.
romance here.
They teach that what's keeping you from your twin flame is inner trauma. That once you heal your blocks, you'll manifest your true love.
But definitely not through therapy. Definitely through this and stalking them.
There's a stable of followers who offer one-on-one coaching at a cost of $550 a month.
Today, we'd like to introduce to you and invite you to our Twin Flame School.
With Jeff and Shalia.
Group sessions called Online Ascension School
What's so damn funny?
cost $3,000.
We have a school. Yeah, it is funny because it's a fucking joke.
$1,333.
Of course.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to another juicy life purpose class.
To mass
And none of them have a microphone. They have a multi-million-dollar course company can't afford a microphone.
After success, purpose, and wealth, there's the Life Purpose class for another $3,333. There are e-courses, a book, pre-recorded videos for sale, and if you want it all, the everything package, $8,888 US.
Your life's gonna change. I promise you. You're doing the
For the worse, but, that's just a small detail.
work, you're having a real relationship, life's gonna change.
Of the hundreds of thousands of Facebook followers, more than 2,000 are students paying to heal their way to their dream life. One of them, Simmer Sakon, a Canadian nurse who owns a cosmetic clinic in Toronto.
What are you doing? You are a seemingly successful person. Why? You own a clinic and you're a nurse? Come on, girl. What? Think about it for 2 seconds. This is obviously insane behavior.
I feel that seeing the coaches and the community being loving and accepting, supportive, and also just seeing that they themselves have a life which is their dream life. That's what I'm hoping for.
Finding your twin flame.
Yes.
Simmer came across Twin Flames Universe online in 2023 in the grips of a painful divorce.
I booked a free consultation, had a good connection, and that was kind of my start of being part of the Twin Flame Universe community.
Do you think this is like a hot, because I know they're going to talk about it in a little bit, but they hired like a PR firm, like a crisis firm. Do you think that these people are plants? That they add these people to say that they were, testimonials, like she's getting paid by the PR firm to say like, oh yes, I did a free consultation and I joined, and it's all BS to make it seem like normal people, attractive normal people are doing this, and it's not like a vulnerable population that they're actually targeting? I wonder, because this seems off.
Once she healed from the divorce, Simmer switched gears and coaches. The new goal, finding her twin flame.
Once I was balanced, then my new coaches were more positive. Let's find our, ultimate lover.
Over the past year and a half, Simmer has spent more than $20,000. She hasn't yet found her twin flame, but insists it's money well spent.
Okay.
I didn't know how to regulate my emotions. And then with my coach, very, very gradually over time, I actually started to feel my feelings. So
go to a therapist. If that's what you want to accomplish, feeling your feelings and heal, go to a therapist. I'll say it for the 20 millionth time on this channel.
I truly believe that I will manifest and attract my partner in a very peaceful, healthy way, hopefully, yes.
Simmer isn't alone in this interview.
I don't buy it.
Every word is being monitored by the woman on the other end of Simmer's phone.
Rebecca?
Rebecca isn't part of the Twin Flames universe. She is their gatekeeper, hired by Jeff and Shalia.
To me,
Okay, so this is the PR person that I was mentioning from the company. So I feel like this person that they're interviewing was a hired actress. Play a woman who is a nurse who is in the Twin Flames universe. This is an acting gig that she got. I have a feeling. I'm not saying for sure. I don't know, but I have a hunch.
like Simmer being able to switch coaches shows into like they're not a cult, because if you were in a cult, there's no way that would be allowed, you know?
Rebecca is with a crisis management firm in the U.S. called Red Banyan. They do reputation repair to control the narrative and portray your business in a positive light in the press.
I'm going to add this company, Red Banyan, to my list to look up, okay?
Jeff and Shalia have hired them in the wake of a media firestorm, exposed first in 2020 by Vice and Vanity Fair, and then the subject of 2 docuseries in 2023, Escaping Twin Flames on Netflix and Desperately Seeking Soulmate on Amazon Prime. In late 2024, this email popped in my inbox. The subject line, "We're not a cult." The message,
That's when you know that you're in a cult, probably, when you have to send emails like that out to people in the media.
Denial of the allegations piling up against Jeff and Shalia, and an invitation for me to tell the real story.
The truth.
In a phone call with Jeff, Shalia, and the PR company, I made it clear we'd be digging into all of the allegations against them. They agreed with full access as the walls close in on Twin Flames universe.
I'm gonna get a drink.
That Fiji there in the corner is mine.
In northern Michigan, where allegations of brainwashing, forced labor, and tax evasion have flooded into the IRS, the FBI, and local police.
Just let me do one more thing.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
With another crisis PR member in the wings, Jeff and Shalia say they want to set the record straight.
It's traumatizing to have the whole world bearing down on you, and you go.
Shut up. If you're Christ, you don't have trauma from haters on the internet from a Vice article. Come on, give me a break. You can handle more than that if you are divinely chosen by the Lord.
Online, and there's hundreds and hundreds of hateful comments.
The PR company shared some of those hateful comments.
If I ever see you in Michigan, I will beat the bricks off you.
I can't wait to see you and your hippo of a wife go to jail.
You little tiny Corvette swipe. I hope you both get eaten by rabid dogs.
Tick, tick.
I'm sorry to laugh. I don't condone sending hate mail like this, but the specificity of those, I hope you get eaten by rabid dogs. What a specific and Michigan-esque insult. I feel like someone's got a real fantasy going there. Wow. Okay.
Tick, tick. Your time is running out. I'm coming for you.
Why did you feel that now was the right time to share your story?
Because we need more money. And the more popularity we get, we actually crave the limelight, if you can believe it. We actually crave attention constantly. And because the documentaries and articles have stopped, we are now in search of more attention, both positive and negative.
It was just outrage, outcry. Like, it just wasn't our time. It was the time of the other side to share what they wanted to share.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why now?
They're so balanced.
Same. I mean, that's our answer. Yeah.
Coming up.
If you could give me a moment to collect myself. Thank you.
This woman wears a bulletproof jacket and she's got to sit there while this guy goes, I got a bad email once after scamming people and being a cult leader. Give me a moment, please. She's like, I've been to war, sir.
We're driving into the heart of the Twin Flames universe, on the outskirts of Traverse City, Michigan. This sprawling estate is more than just a mansion. It's a promise of everything that's possible if you follow the teachings.
You can also live in a snow-covered, abandoned, large McMansion if you just scam hard enough. I mean, you can also own 14 random cars that you can park in your driveway that needs to be plowed.
Of Jeff and Shalia Devine. For years, this house and the grounds have been a fixture in their online videos.
I gotta show you that waterfall, though. Oh, there's a little waterfall coming out of the spa.
I'm so I have to show you this waterfall, guys. I have to. This is the largest waterfall in the entire world. Okay.
Nice little living room. We got $15,000 in crystals here.
To tell the story of what's happening behind this door, we first need to go back to 2014, just before Shalia met Jeff for the first time.
Oh my God.
We're about to meet. I'm sitting in the car and I'm waiting and I'm so excited. Yeah, I got those butterflies happening.
It begins as a love story, one that has spawned a lucrative and controversial spiritual movement. A movement defectors call a cult, one that controls, coerces, and even convinces followers into changing genders.
Yeah, we like to go out to Tim Hortons.
She was born in Toronto.
Yes, that's very Canadian. Very Canadian, at least she is. They had to do their Tim Hortons shout out.
Megan Plant, and grew up a small-town girl outside North Bay, Ontario, before changing her name to Shalia.
How did we initially meet online, Shalia?
Well, it began in a little country called Canada.
Introduced virtually by a mutual friend, Shalia was deep into New Age spirituality. Jeff was a business school grad living in Hawaii, trying to develop a lifestyle and adventure business. Over the years, he changed his name to Ender, then Ionethos, then Shafira.
Then back to Jeff. The final choice, Jeff. Okay. We returned to square one.
The first 4 months, they dated online.
She was cute on Facebook, and then she was really cute on Skype. And then in person, it was like, oh my god, that's
She was hot as hell on OnlyFans.
shit.
But I'm like, the second time, I'm like, I love him. And like when I just knew. I just knew.
In that first blush of new love, the couple set up this YouTube channel called Awakened Intimacy.
Thank you so much for joining us on our second video.
Those early videos were sweet and just so normal. Jeff and Shalia shared everyday moments of their twin flame love.
That's twin flame. Stop showing off. Kisses. All right, I love you too.
Yeah, I love you.
Fresh-faced and clean-cut, they were a totally relatable.
Who watches this type of content? Like, let me watch this couple peck kiss 4 times in a row. This is the stuff I want to watch on YouTube.
Sometimes goofy couple who looked madly in love.
We moved. Jeff is making his entrance like a princess. Hi.
They were broke, lived in a dingy apartment, drove an old beat-up car. But
damn, just buried this couple.
Jeff made it clear.
They were ugly and stupid and fat and ridiculous at their lives. Embarrassing to be around. Everyone hated them. Okay.
He wanted to be rich.
We're gonna be really wealthy. And I'm not saying that because I want to like make up for some childhood trauma or something. I'm saying that because a great deal of wealth is appropriate for me.
Says every middle of the road man I've ever met has that same mentality. Unfortunately, I deserve wealth because I am who I am. Okay.
Their views exploded from hundreds to thousands to hundreds of thousands.
We got married.
We got married, everyone.
Twin flames got married.
Twin flames got married. What a surprise.
They wrote a book.
And we are off.
They look uncomfortable as hell for a newly married couple. We got married. Right? Yep. Yep, we did. Okay.
Of the book Twin Flames Finding Your Ultimate Lover.
In 2017, they created a business to teach others how to find their twin flame. Then they renamed themselves Jeff and Shalia Divine.
This is a really wonderful opportunity to meet other people who are pursuing the same dream as you, to be in their permanent.
She's got a very unique voice that's changed since the first video. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it's a little bit goth, I guess, and a little bit like a teen that's just going through something really hard and just wants to talk about it with her friends at the mall.
Permanent harmonious union.
When I watched the video, that's when I thought, I'd like to try that. I'll try it for a month.
Canadian Angie Moggy lives on Manitoulin Island in Ontario's Lake Huron region. An administrative assistant for a First Nation reserve, Angie was deep inside the Twin Flames universe for more than 4 years. Angie says she was indoctrinated, sucked in at her most vulnerable.
Doesn't she look like Shalia in this image? She looks like a twin flame of Shalia. Same vibe.
I had been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. And so I became very fascinated with spirituality. They seemed to be exactly what I was looking for.
That's
the minute she signed up for a class, she felt it. Love, acceptance, belonging.
I was so love-bombed when I first joined. Plus, I felt very close to Shalia because she was also Canadian.
Angie was trying to work through a strange, intense attraction she felt towards a work colleague who was half her age. She says Jeff and Shalia told her to go after him, claim him.
That was their overall teaching, is like, you have to be a honey badger.
What's a honey badger?
They're fearless. They're vicious.
If you know me, you know I am a honey badger.
Oh, the honey badgers are just crazy. Honey badger don't care. Honey badger don't give a shit. It just takes what it wants.
They just take what they want. Basically.
Who's narrating that? That's what I want to know. Who is the narrator of that? What was that? Was that a documentary? Or was that Jeff? I could not tell.
Like no boundaries. So be a honey badger of love was like Jeff's.
Yeah,
they even have t-shirts that say it.
Stalk and take prey of your love interests. That's very solid advice.
Angie's so-called twin flame wanted nothing to do with her. Jeff and Shalia claimed they knew why. And shockingly, it was the same.
Because you need to give us more money, then we'll unlock the love spell potion that will work.
Reason she got cancer. Here's Angie in an old video explaining it to other followers.
It was revealed to me that my biggest core block was that I wasn't claiming my feminine energy. I was rejecting my feminine energy so much that I actually manifested ovarian and uterine cancer. Shalia gave me like some really great advice to look at, feminine role models.
I mean, that's taken right out of Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life, which is promoted by, mainstream self-helpers and wellness people, where it's like, oh, you got uterine cancer or ovarian cancer, that must be because you're not feminine enough, or because you're angry at your mother or something, like something ridiculous. But that comes up all the time, and it's normalized all the time. So it makes sense as to why people would believe it in a cult-like environment. It's annoying. It's something really, obviously, a pet peeve of mine when people say that, like, even suggest that, like, your cancer is coming from some sort of emotional block. I know tons of emotionally immature and unhealed people that don't have cancer. So, anyways.
To heal her feminine block, Angie started wearing bright red lipstick and skirts. And she bombarded her so-called twin flame with emails. Even followed Jeff and Shalia's suggestion to just show up at his house.
I absolutely poured my heart out and told him everything. He goes like, you have no idea how crazy all this sounds. Yeah, and told me like not to contact him, not to ever talk about it again, or else he was going to charge me with harassment. And then he ended up like he blocked me.
Your twin flame.
That's sad. That's bad. Imagine being on the receiving end of that and someone shows up to your house and goes, I'm a honey badger. I'm coming to claim you. I love you. You're half my age and we work together. So I was told by these people on the internet that you're my lover. Let's go. Please leave my property. Get out of my house, as they would say.
Maybe they don't like you. Maybe they don't want anything. Maybe they blocked you. Maybe they don't want anything to do with you. I'm gonna promise you, if you follow me, they are gonna fall madly in love with you. I pinky promise. Okay, but you got a pinky promise you're gonna follow me and not be afraid. All right? I sealed that with a kiss.
We're living in the end times.
Coming up.
I said, well, how is this not a sex cult now if he's forcing partners?
This is the Porsche. It's a $100,000 Porsche. This just came yesterday. This is one of the finest Corvettes that you can possibly buy today. Most of this.
Not the finest Corvettes. Yellow, nonetheless. Oh boy. They're the coolest people in Michigan, I'm telling you.
Income comes directly from my wife and I, my twin flame and I, teaching others how to have beautiful, healthy, loving, romantic relationships.
Yes.
There have been people who
very healthy
who
sure.
have had restraining orders placed against them because they're taught to keep going after their twin flame and not take no for an answer.
Victoria Bonilla in Virginia, just like Angie in Ontario, once dedicated her life to Twin Flames universe.
It was just people coming together to heal trauma. And then years later, it became what it is now. Nobody walks in and says, hey, is this a cult? I'd love to join.
At the core of the Twin Flames universe is a technique called the mirror exercise.
Learn in this short video how to heal your upsets by loving yourself.
Every cult, because like Teal Swan has something similar, has some sort of version of this, I have found. Some sort of technique that is, like even Scientology. Some technique where you blame yourself for everything that's gone wrong and that you need the leaders to fix you. That's kind of like a part of like a mirror exercise, a inner truth exercise, a looking within exercise. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. What you're doing here is blaming yourself and telling all of your insecurities to somebody that they're going to now tell you, oh, we can help you fix yourself. It's a sales tactic too. One time I went to the gym and it was like my first time there and they were like, oh, do you want to do a free 30-minute personal training? And me being stupid, I was like, sure, why not? Yeah, okay, I'll try. Get a free workout, whatever. And then they were like, oh, you know, how dedicated are you to losing weight and working out? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty, that's why I'm getting this gym membership. And then they used it against me to say, well, you told me earlier that you were dedicated to this. Now you have to buy membership. And if you don't buy membership, it's like they just take things and they use it against you to try to sell you the solution. Anyways, that was a little aside, but back to it.
The concept is that everything you want, wealth, love, happiness, is possible once you clear trauma or upsets.
Using the mirror exercise taught by Jeff and Shalia.
Everything that happens to you and every negative emotion you have is something that you created and it's your job to heal.
Again, Louise Hay, 101.
And if your twin flame doesn't love you, it's because you don't love yourself.
True.
If you're the type of person that prefers not to take personal responsibility for your life,
why are you on this channel?
And you're the one that has to resolve it in order to clear the block.
Yeah.
Victoria says the mirror exercise isn't about healing. It's about breaking people down in a never-ending cycle of self-blame, with more and more classes to buy to clear the blocks and heal the upsets.
And so it becomes a form of self-abuse and control. Any negative emotion, any negative encounter, now it's your fault.
Yeah.
Most students weren't seeing results, but it was definitely paying off for Jeff and Shalia.
Today, we just discovered that we're not just millionaires, we're multi-millionaires.
Their Instagram feed a non-stop highlight reel of luxury.
Yeah. Lifestyle of the multi-millionaires, of the rich and famous.
Designer everything, the 5-bedroom mansion, high-end cars. All of them.
I'm sorry, I'm just not impressed. Like designer, she had like a purse and they have a house in Michigan. Like more than I have, to be fair, to be, clear here. But if I was a multimillionaire, I think I would do it differently, for sure. Their life is not enviable to me, personally.
This paid for by students desperate to heal their way to love. In 2018, Twin Flames Universe stepped out of the internet and into real life. There was a small meetup in New York.
The golden age has begun.
Jeff and Shalia introduced the concept of soul family, pairing up followers into spiritual family members. The next year, an even larger gathering in Canada.
We're in Toronto, Ontario, here for our very first.
However, they're saying it's like a bigger, what is this? Don't brush your hair? What kind of shirt is this? Sorry, I got distracted. What shirt is this? Literally, it's a hairbrush with a sad face with a no on it. Or is this going to be explained? I need to screenshot this. That is hilarious. What does that mean? You're not allowed to brush your hair? To be fair, I was going to say, they're like a much larger meeting. It's like 3 rows in a small conference room. I'm like, relatively, yes, it's growing, but it's not like a worldwide trend. There was maybe a dozen people in there, I feel like.
Twin Flames Universe Ascension Workshop.
About 100 followers, including Angie and Victoria, went to the 4-day event.
This was the best weekend of my life.
Tiny.
And we're so looking forward to the next one.
Jeff and Shalia were treated like spiritual rock stars.
Thank you, and take care.
Thank you, everyone.
They started calling themselves gurus. Former followers say they are grifters. The entire Twin Flames Universe business model is built like a pyramid. New students at the bottom. Then, students who have paid tens of thousands of dollars to become coaches. Above them, master coaches who have paid even more. At the very top, Jeff and Shalia.
Of course.
Students pay them thousands directly for online group meetings, and then hundreds a month to coaches for one-on-one counseling. Each coach is also expected to pay for sessions with other coaches. And all coaches have to give 50% of their earnings to Jeff and Shalia. Everyone in this pyramid is expected to work to bring new members in.
It just becomes your whole life.
It's not just sapping their money, it's also their time. When Victoria was a follower, there was an entire management structure, staffed almost exclusively by volunteer followers.
I mean, to be fair, like Tony Robbins has the same thing. It's like his whole event staff is like volunteers that get to be in his aura. And that's what they're doing it for free. They're volunteering to get a chance to be close to Tony Robbins. That's why he makes so much money. Because these events aren't cheap, but if you get a full staff of people who don't get paid, it's way cheaper.
Victoria held a slew of jobs, including head of security.
Did you ever get paid? Over the years in the roles that I had, I got paid $25.
I could buy a Corvette.
While the public face of the community was all about love.
You. My business depends on all of you. And I want to make sure that all of you doing your f***ing jobs.
Recorded meetings revealed...
You guys too, you fucking viewers. Assholes. My side hustle depends on you. So I need a Corvette and a Michigan mansion in the woods, please. Thank you. Send your funds immediately. Hawkbit37, thank you for reading my mind and delivering cosmically. Hawkbit37, what did I say? Hawkbit37, yes. Chose a blue thumbs down with nope written on it. Well, you know what? For that I say thank you. And also, I say this.
Their building's bigger than yours, and their furniture's nicer than yours.
And finally...
That's suspiciously like $500.
And actually also...
What up, homie?
What up, Hawkbit37? Yeehaw! Okay.
Jeff berating followers for not volunteering enough of their time to build the business.
I need you to take on a job at Twin Flames Universe. If you want to dilly-dally, you're going to burn. And if you can't honestly uphold your position, get the f*** out of it, because we're going to bulldoze you over. So no more of this f***ery, of this, ballyhoo, this nonsense, this bananery.
Sage advice from a man in a Hollister shirt.
Victoria says followers were so beaten down, they actually believed Jeff's rage was a sign of love.
He'll curse you out, he'll call you names, and then he'll say he's doing it out of love.
Tough love.
To help heal your ego and shock your system so that
Yell
you
back
can
at
heal.
him.
He's telling you, this is good, I'm loving you through this.
And if they showed any resistance,
You're right, it was a mirror, everybody. It wasn't a hairbrush. That was a weird looking mirror.
they were told to do the mirror exercise and heal their disobedience.
As soon as you have any type of negative emotion, you have to use their mirror exercise to, quiet down any questioning, any skepticism. It is very high controlling because anything that you do that steps out of line of what they deem as appropriate is met with discipline or punishment.
And what does discipline or punishment look like in the Twin Flames universe?
Spank on your ass.
It's usually a financial punishment. Most of the people that
God, these people have it figured out. Ugh. If I yell at you and you get upset about it, you owe me money. Oh, gosh, what a business model. I love it. So evil. Asari Shepherd, thank you so much, Ashari. Oh my gosh. Ashari Shepherd, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ashari Shepherd. Asari Shepherd says, he has a mansion to pay off. Get it together. Ugh. That mansion's got to be at least $450,000. Like, they're living the millionaire lifestyle for sure.
You do not need glasses.
You don't need glasses to see that McMansion is priceless.
You know who's there next Christmas? Nobody. You know who's there the next Christmas? Nobody. You know who's there the next Christmas? Nobody.
At the mansion, because Christmas is not part of the Twin Flames universe. They are celebrating their own holiday. Santa Claus is twin flamed with Mrs. Claus, and they don't support that. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking
that
about.
are in that group are coaches, and their primary financial income revolves around Twin Flames universe. So you can be stripped of your ability to coach.
Who's going to get the new clients? The ones who work and produce the most value within our new system. Lazy Bones is one, no longer going to get clients funneled to them, and two, no longer going to hold a position which holds everyone else up.
Twin Flames Universe has evolved from a spiritual matchmaking group into an empire. They have a company that claims to heal PTSD and trauma, another called Divine Dish, which is a paid subscription for...
That's the weirdest thing that they have. The PTSD thing fits right in line with all wellness grifts. They always say they can heal your trauma. Okay, that's nothing new. This, though, Divine Dish, this food, like a Hello Fresh for psychopaths, like, I don't get this one. I guess they just wanted to use a meat cleaver. So when they start, murdering people with a cleaver, they go, well, no, it's just part of the marketing campaign, I guess.
Recipes. And bizarrely, Divine Gaming, a Minecraft-like video game that followers helped create.
Who is that? Is that Jeff? The king?
A Minecraft-like video game that followers...
Who is that supposed to be? A Minecraft-like video game about Twin Flames universe starring the king, Jeff, in block form. Okay, this is the weirdest thing ever. This is the best part of this video. Twin Flames universe has several different companies, including Minecraft fanfic.
Followers helped create.
Here, the heart of the war will be waged between the hero of the ages and Satan
I
himself.
told you, these people are fucking dorks. And I'm not saying people who play Minecraft are dorks, but they're dorks for making this a cult thing. Like, just play a video game if you want to play it. Why do you have to make it, like, so weird for everybody? So odd.
And then came the church.
And this makes
Jeff and
sense to me.
Shalia's next step, building an online religion.
Because they don't want to pay taxes. That's why they want a religion. That's why they all want religions. So that's why Brian Johnson wants a religion, because you don't have to pay your taxes.
And welcome to our first ever Church of Union sermon.
The movement took a deeply religious turn.
I'm ascending.
With Jeff and Shalia now spouting much more than just New Age philosophies.
Yes, they're spouting Om.
Christ,
Revolutionary.
come again. He's got the beard and the hair. And could I be the Christ? I'm not hiding anything. Like, I'm literally telling you I'm Christ.
God's been telling us, we're the second coming of the Christ.
The images of Jesus is the image of Jeff. That's the prophecy you've been looking for. I'm banging the Christ.
I feel like...
What more do you need than a beard and hair, and a beer to be Christ these days, right? Am I right?
Like, originally it was just a business model. He saw a way to make money. Yeah. But I feel like as he started to see the type of control and power he had over people.
All roads lead to believing you're Jesus. Women don't have this. Women, I don't know. They don't ever think they're the second coming. And I wrote a joke about this at some point. I don't know exactly how I want to tell it, but how come I think I may have told this on the channel before, but women are never thinking that they're Jesus. The only time we ever see a female biblical figure is Mary in rust on the side of a building or on a piece of toast. But men constantly, every day, claim, I am the second coming of Jesus. It's just something interesting about our culture, I think. But this was always where it was meant to go. This is where all roads lead to this.
People, I think he does believe that he is this, powerful Christ.
You're my student. You do not school me. If you think that you understand something better than me, by all means, bring it to the table. I invite you to challenge.
Bring it to the Minecraft server.
My spiritual mastery. I encourage you. I dare you. But I assure you, you probably don't. And if you don't want to bring it to the table, then you should shut the fuck up and listen.
Coming up.
Sounds good.
I certainly wasn't prepared for the level of pressure that was brought in this interview.
You know I'm an investigative correspondent, right?
What? I thought this was going to be a softball interview. What the hell? Not fair. It's not fair.
Homosexuality doesn't even really exist. If you're really two masculine energies having sex, you're just shaking hands because it's not your twin flame anyway.
Jeff and Shalia teach that every person is either 100% masculine or 100% feminine. There is no in between. And that a twin flame union can only exist between a masculine and a feminine.
Told you.
A gender, it's just an identity role, meaning it's not real. You can change it.
Initially, followers, who were mostly women, were chasing love outside the twin flames community.
See, this is a business decision. I'm telling you, they'll just do whatever, and it helps the business, just ironically or conveniently.
People not under the influence of Jeff and Shalia Devine.
We were all working hard. Nobody was any closer to their twin flame. So we're like, what's going on? It's not working.
Nobody was making any progress using their work. And so they had to come up with another idea.
God,
Victoria
she just looks like Shalia, like related. They have to be from the same family clan or something.
Angie say followers were then told they'd actually been chasing the wrong people. That through channeling sessions with God, it was revealed to Jeff that their twin flames were within their online community.
True.
And then they say he started pairing them up.
Some people are matched with complete strangers, people they'd never spoken to. There was a man, 100% gay, matched with a cisgendered woman, and had to work through that block.
If they were telling you this was a channeled message from Jeff and Shalia, this came straight from God and there's no questioning it. So I said, well, how is this not a sex cult now if he's forcing partners?
Remember, Jeff and Shalia's teachings dictate that a twin flame union can only exist between a divine masculine and a divine feminine. A second mass channeling from God involved 22 mostly straight women, including Angie in Ontario and Victoria in Virginia. They were called to an online meeting with their coach, who delivered shocking news.
It was an immediate, no, this is not it. And I said, Angie's not my twin flame, I'm not a lesbian.
Well, you're now. Welcome to your new girlfriend.
And I said, well, Angie's not a woman.
Angie, who had first been instructed to be more feminine to attract a different twin flame, says she was now told Victoria was her true love and that she needed to transition to a man.
Got it.
Experts are clear.
Seems very straightforward. I don't know why they're confused.
Gender identity is not something someone else discovers for you.
I end up having like a severe panic attack. I just like completely lost it. They wanted me to cut my hair. They wanted me to wear men's clothing. They wanted me to change my name. And it's like, can I work up to this? Like they were just so much pressure.
And if they said, no, I'm not?
Then they were kind of threatened. Like, why are you so triggered about this? Why is your immediate answer no? That's a block.
Yeah, that's something that comes up in like every wellness scam and cult. It's like, if you have a genuine feeling, like a intuitive feeling about this, something's wrong about this, which they teach you that they have, like, oh, you know, the leaders have intuition, and intuition is like God-given and divine. But if you have an intuitive thought in the sense of like, I have a gut feeling that something's wrong, it's a block. Like, it's so convenient that anything that you disagree with intuitively is a block, but for them, intuition is like God-given and perfect and never flawed. It's interesting how that works.
They were encouraged to get coaching, to heal through this block, to see the truth that they were men.
Did no one say, like, this is crazy? He's telling us what gender we are.
There were a couple women who just straight up left from that moment. They said, I'm not a man.
Why
I'm not doing
didn't you?
this. And they left. And then some of them stayed and are still in there.
Some of them stayed and didn't just adopt masculine names and clothing, but took it further.
Yes. Some of them started taking...
Some of them started playing volleyball on the weekends. Some of them started singing karaoke.
Testosterone. Some of them had started having gender-affirming surgeries and are living as men.
Angie says these two women were also told they were twin flames and that one was masculine.
We just happened to have a group coaching that night. She came in crying. She was like hard crying.
And then Angie says after coaching sessions with Jeff, she started identifying as a man with a new name, Gabe.
I don't know what Jeff said, but anytime that someone has to be coerced into like making like life-altering decisions, body-altering decisions, it's dangerous.
It's just weird.
I want to show you a post that Gabe put up just 1 month later. He talks about how he didn't want to become a man, that he was working through his blocks and misconceptions. Gabe writes about Jeff giving him a crash course in living life as a man, encouraging him to wear men's clothing, trim his fingernails, smoke a cigar, and do outdoor maintenance projects at Jeff's home.
Of course, he's like, you know the best way to become a man? Become a lumberjack man and cut down these trees that I got in my driveway. I really need the open space for my Porsche and my yellow Corvette. Can you become a man in my backyard? Can you also become a man and pick up the leaves and take out the trash in my home? That would really prove that you're masculine. Alpha, beta, alpha male.
Gabe and Brianna also posted a video on their website.
Uh-oh, they have a website?
We both thought we were women, and we became friends.
Yeah, it just came together first as friends, up until the point where it was revealed that I was the divine masculine. And
that we're twin flames.
And that we were twin flames. Yeah.
Gabe is still in
very comfortable, for sure. There's no hesitation I felt in that at all.
The Twin Flames universe. He insists no one pressured or coerced him into changing genders.
I know that they didn't have a choice. I was part of this gender conversion program. Like, I know that these people are being pushed.
Keely Griffin is the highest ranking follower to defect.
You had to tell people, hey, God through Jeff is telling you that you're actually not a woman, you're a man. How did they take that?
Horribly. I mean, the look in their eyes, like, is haunting. Anytime that someone would resist, we would have to report back and be like, oh, this person didn't want to accept that they're a man. Jeff and Shalia would then mark them on a list of people who needed to be watched and continually forced to accept. I did not want to do what I did, but I was still under the belief that that Jeff and Shalia were doing this for some good purpose, for love. I don't believe that anymore, and I regret what I did.
Good. Finally, someone sees the light. My goodness. Felicify. Thank you so much, Felicify. They said lost souls trying to fill their lives and feel special by joining a cult would be sad if it wasn't so common. Yeah. Yeah, that's the hard part. It's like, no matter how many there's been a million documentaries at this point about every cult. There's been pamphlets and news articles and books written about the subject and literal like frameworks for, are you in a cult? Here are the signs. Here's what to look for. And yet this still will happen forever and ever and ever because people think that they're immune. That's one part of it. People think, well, yeah, that's a cult, but this isn't. It's online. It's different or whatever. And they think like, well, this guy really is the real deal though. And they just justify it. And it's sad. It'll never end, unfortunately. And it'll keep going on, like I said, forever. People need love. People need money. People need anything that people need. There's going to be people there to manipulate it and to, gain following and power, especially in the day and age of the internet, unfortunately. So, Felicify, I say this to you.
Roof is a man-made thing. Let's fly.
And also,
this pain you feel right now will eventually create newfound pleasures.
That's a little tidbit for you, from me to you. Thank you.
A former volunteer CEO and coach, Keely is now a whistleblower, intent on setting fire to the Twin Flames universe and putting a stop to Shalia and Jeff Devine.
See, if I was to write that, I would probably say, I'd have her like putting the fire out and saying, dousing the fire with water. No, okay, I guess that's less good. But putting the Twin Flame universe on fire seems like it's like she's gonna elevate it. I think you need to say like, gonna put the water on it, gonna snuff out the Twin Flames universe. All right, sorry.
Has a very sick mind and has some sort of strange, sick desire to see people do whatever he tells them to do. I think he gets off on seeing them become his creation.
One weird thing though, why are they all wearing purple? She's wearing purple, the other woman was wearing purple. Why are they wearing purple if they're defectors? Very interesting. Did they force them to wear purple on this segment or something? What's going on?
Keely lives in the United States. She doesn't want us to reveal exactly where.
Smart.
Yeah, I don't want them to know where I live because I don't trust them at all with that information.
Keely joined TFU in 2018 and rose through the ranks into Jeff and Shalia's inner circle. She was the first student to be declared in harmonious union with her twin flame.
How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Good.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you here today.
They needed another couple to prove that what they were teaching was real.
How's your relationship going today, oh married couple?
It's good.
Yeah. It's getting...
I'm convinced. They seem like they're in love. They could not be closer together than in an office, 2 office chairs saying, good, and then silently staring at the camera.
Better and better.
In a period of just 3 months, Keely says she was pressured to move across the country to live with her twin flame.
Can you two please stand up for one more round of applause for the two of you? Please stand.
No hairbrushes! Woo!
My role was to bring people in and feed them basically to like a monster. I was used as bait to funnel more and more people in to pay Jeff and Shalia.
What's that like for you to say and to know?
It makes me
not great.
Hate myself. Yeah, I feel really bad.
It's not your fault.
Jeff and Shalia had a message for those who were struggling with their new pairings and their new genders. Disobeying them was disobeying God.
So when God tells you something, you need to respect it. If he says that's your twin flame, respect it. If he says you are this, respect it. And sometimes it's going to be really, really, really hard. But if you don't, then you're a coward.
And this is so that you understand that your choice has been out of order, so you can make a new choice.
Yeah.
You can respect God's word, or you can throw a tantrum and be a little jerk, be an immature child, and then you're gonna get spanked by the universe. Until you take the position of a completely obedient child, you're not gonna be happy.
So wait, we do need to be an obedient child, or we need to not be an obedient child? I'm getting mixed messages, Jeff.
Call it the all-seeing eye for a reason. You cannot escape God's gaze. Why would you want to?
Coercive control is very real, and it's done over time.
Your thoughts are controlled. You can't feel anger. You can't feel sadness. You can't be upset. So you're just like this zombie, like a walking shell of who you really are.
And it doesn't happen overnight. You don't walk into a door and it's this full wackadoodle story. It's like the frog in the pot. You turn it 1 degree at a time, and then suddenly you're boiling.
Coming up.
How many of your followers have transitioned?
In the beginning, there were quite a few. And that's, many of them.
I'm pressured by this interview. I can't stand it.
Off we go. Go, horsey, go.
Just a couple of parents out playing with their toddler in the snow. A picture per.
Oh, yeah, isn't the toddler supposed to be like there was some weird thing. I forget the exact details, but like it's like a third member of the love triangle or something. I don't remember. There was something weird about their kid, which I hope that they talk about, because I remember being like disturbed by what they were explaining. Like, if you have a child, that means something. Like, that's your third partner. I don't know. I need them to explain.
Perfect scene of domesticity. Jeff and Shalia and their 2-year-old daughter, Grace. We were invited inside their 7,000 square foot mansion, decked out with a 3-car garage.
They're really trying to make this house seem like it's amazing. It's an architectural eyesore, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Like, I would love to have a 7,000 square foot house in theory, I think, but again, in the middle of a snowy woods, there's so much better houses. They're making it seem like way better than it actually is. I'm sorry.
Garage, sporting a Mercedes SUV, Porsche Cayenne, and Jeff's prized possession, his Corvette.
And a rake and
a good time outside.
A shovel.
And fun on the sled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's my baby? Yeah.
It's a head-spinning contrast to the outrageous online personas of Jeff and Shalia Devine.
I just want to make everyone aware I'm looking and feeling very tired.
What?
I said I'm looking and feeling very tired.
Okay.
A follower who takes care of Grace.
The only appropriate response. I just want to let everyone know I'm feeling very tired. Okay. I love it. Babak. Hello. Thank you so much. Babak says, Kia, take my money. Also, I like the lipstick shade. Thank you. This is what is this? Elf Sun Boss Glass in the shade pink. I don't know. It's pink color. Yes, I'm not sponsored, but affordable at your local Target. Thank you, Babak. And for that, I say this.
Kim Kardashian.
And also?
Scruffy combs.
Throwback. And also?
I do number 2.
Okay. Thank you. Back to it.
Grace hangs out in the background.
Maybe if you move your sweater and then you can come back after I read her story.
Okay.
It looks like I'm just sitting. In reality, I'm managing lots of things. I'm feeling lots of things. I feel like a man's job, you know.
I had to go back. I'm feeling very tired. It might just look like I'm sitting here, but I'm actually thinking about a lot of things. I love it.
Managing lots of things. I'm feeling lots of things. I feel like a man's job, you know, at least for me, is to support my wife so she can support our child. And Grace comes to me and we interact when she feels fit. Hey.
He's never around this child. When she feels fit, she comes to me and we interact. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a real, very involved dad for sure.
Miss Christina? Yeah. Charlie potted on the carpet here. Can you help us clean this up?
Jeff and Shalia say no one else lives with them in the house. That wasn't always the case. Select students were invited to live with them as part of something called spiritual boot camp.
Here's the team. Boot camp team, what's up?
The promise was you're gonna heal a lot because you're gonna be really close to Jeff and Shalia. They're the guru, they're like the master Christ, the master healers.
Keely Griffin was a CEO in the Twin Flames universe. Before she left, she compiled evidence, videos, and screen grabs of the way students were treated in the home. They were given a 14-page manual, not with spiritual teaching.
Church of Union Spiritual Boot Camp Training Manual. Page 1. Take out the trash on Tuesdays.
But meticulous instructions on how to care for their dog.
For their dog? Make sure he stays focused. On what? Licking his ass? He's a dog. Brush his teeth. Change his toys every Monday morning. Okay, what else does it say? Taking care of Charlie. Food twice per day, about 12 hours apart. Half cup of Costco brand food. You couldn't get the premium? Oh, okay, the next time. Half a cup of premium. So they're cheap as hell. They're mixing Costco and premium food so they can have a little bit of both. Okay. Alert J&S when this runs low. Once per week, he gets beefy for dinner. Canned wet dog food. Water. Add 1 pump of mouth care additive. Daily schedule. Before waking him up, this is a dog. Okay, once again, which I love dogs and they need to be pampered, but 4 pages, it's a little excessive. Before waking him up, prepare his food. Wake him up at 7:45. Take him outside to use the bathroom. Clean up his waste in a bag that is included with his leash. Tie a knot and throw it in the trash bin outside. He comes inside and heads immediately for his food. So if it's snowing, muddy, wet, etc., be prepared with a towel next to the door and wipe his feet dry him off right away before he eats. When taking him outside, make sure he stays focused. Don't let him run or stall by sniffing at the ground excessively. Stay far away from the road. After you have breakfast and clean up, he has his walk on the treadmill. Charlie, get on the treadmill. Put on his vest, hung by the treadmill, and tie the leash to the handrail with a simple knot. Use the speed 1.7 to 1.8. Watch his... Can you imagine? This is how you gotta find love these days. This is how bad the dating pool is in 2025. You have to put a dog on a treadmill and a cult to find a lover. My God. Okay. Sit with him as he does it so that you can ensure he doesn't get distracted or get hurt. He walks for 10 minutes. After the treadmill walk, brush his teeth. The toothpaste and toothbrush are on the shelf with his things. Brush all of his teeth. You don't need to scrub hard. The toothpaste is designed to create a coating on his teeth. Also, brush his tongue gently. Afterwards, clean the toothbrush with hot water. This is hilarious. Okay. At 1 p.m., he takes his nap. Prior to his nap, take him outside to pee, but put him in his peace box and cover the front with the blanket. At 4 p.m., he wakes up from his nap. Take him outside to pee again. He eats dinner at 7:30 p.m. He goes to bed around 10 p.m. Take him outside to pee how many times does the dog have to pee a day? Oh my God. Then put him in his piece box and cover the front with the blanket. He has his bath every Thursday morning when Jeff and Shalia go for a walk. This may change depending on where he is bathed in the new house. Okay, and then it goes on about the bath. Then he's got medication for roundworms, tapeworms. I guess he's got an emotional tapeworm problem, because I think all ailments go back to the emotional health. If he gets mopey or needs extra discipline, Jeff and Shalia will often send him to spend time alone in his peace box. If he gets mopey, he's a dog. Okay, anyways, that's the directions in case you were wondering.
And how to keep their house clean.
Okay, wait, sorry. Okay, cleaning. The entire house is cleaned on Sundays. When cleaning, move efficiently and swiftly, while also respecting Jeff and Shalia's space and maintaining the harmony in the home. Be mindful of all details and do everything with love. Ensure that perfection is met with all tasks by remaining present. Do not leave behind streaks or other imperfections. Ensure that no tufts from the dusters are being left behind. Okay, so they have to dust the blinds, windows, windowsills, dust all wall hangings, dust the table. Okay, dust. Okay, we got it. Televisions. Clean television screens with microfiber cloths only. They have to clean the toilets, the showers, the counter, the mirror. They use Windex and vinegar. Oh, amazing. Sweep and mop the floors. Replace the towels. Okay. Knives. They have a special section of cleaning knives. Okay. The Wusthof knives are professional grade and must be taken care of appropriately. Wash and dry them immediately after use. Do not keep them in the sink. Use the steel to straighten, in quotes, sharpen them with each use, either before or after cooking. Refer to a YouTube video or the Divine Dish tutorial. Okay. Pots and pans. Don't scratch the non-stick cookware. Wooden cutting boards. Okay. From Williams Sonoma. Ugh. They are just so rich. Oh my gosh. Wooden spoons. Hand wash all wooden spoons. Dishwasher. General kitchen cooking. Okay, their breakfast is sharply at 7:30. Wait. Okay, breakfast is at 8:30 during daylight savings and at 7:30 during standard time. My brain is shutting off. What? Lunch is at 12:30 and 11:30 at standard time, and dinner's at 5:30. Do not leave the kitchen dirty. Announce each meal using the Alexa system. To announce, say, Alexa, announce, and she will ask for the announcement. Say, breakfast is ready, or lunch or dinner. Oh my God, these people are so insane.
Students had to waive their rights as tenants and
Okay, so they get to sign this form that says Jeff and Shalia's legal boot camp agreement. I doubt this is legal, but you never know. You will be training at Jeff and Shalia's address for an undetermined amount of time. Okay. To sign this agreement means you will not give out Jeff and Shalia's address or location to anyone for any reason. If for any reason you dishonor any part of this agreement, you will be subject to fines of no less than $10,000 or legal minimums, whichever is enforceably greater. As a trainee in our home, you are not a tenant and waive any and all state, local, and federal tenant rights. You may be asked to leave with no more than 24 hours notice given. To sign this document means you agree to this 24-hour notice to leave the premises when asked. In extreme circumstances, you can be asked to leave immediately. Jeff and Shalia will do everything they can to ensure your safety during your participation in boot camp. By signing this agreement, you acknowledge that you are voluntarily participating in all activities during boot camp and are participating in the activities entirely at your own risk. You are aware of the risks associated with participating in all activities and understand that any and all injuries or outcomes are at your own risk. This includes conditions related to travel to and from the activity or from conditions at the activity locations. What activities are you doing? Washing the dog? Nonetheless, you assume all related risks, both known and unknown, to you for your participation. As a boot camp trainee, you agree that you shall not, during the course of your training, at any time depreciate, impugn, or otherwise make comments, writings, remarks, or other expressions that could be construed as defaming Jeff and Shalia. Mr. Ayen's company? I don't know who's Mr. Ayen. Okay, you can't buy services from Mr. Ayen. I don't know who Mr. Ayen is. Nor shall you assist any other person, firm, or company in doing so. Okay.
Sign this NDA with a $10,000 fine for breaking it.
I tried to capture some of the conversations just to show like how much control he has over these people and how horribly he treats them.
When you do my laundry, the white pants should be washed separately. Thank you.
Will do. Thank you. Dinner is served.
Chicken was tough for lunch. Steak is overcooked and tough. Waffles were underbaked.
Thank you for letting us know. We will improve.
They're doing everything for Jeff and Shalia, but they'll never be able to do it correctly. Like, everything is a spiritual lesson.
Yeah, look in the mirror. Do the mirror exercise. Figure out why you're causing the chicken to be tough.
But really, it's just an opportunity for Jeff to berate them and make them feel like nothing.
In the group chat, Shalia, called Amma or Mother, launches.
So I had my kyanite cluster, I don't know what that means, kyanite cluster pushed forward from my monitor in my desk because it would scratch it. But you were clumsy cleaning my desk area and pushed it right into my monitor. Now there's a deep, irreversible scratch on my 32-inch computer screen.
A text tirade about clumsy cleaning before 6:30 in the morning.
Do your inner work or go back to mommy's shitty trash hole.
Jesus.
Can't say a nice word to you guys since you always relapse.
This is why you don't get treated with kindness and appreciation. You make people pity you. This is what you feed off. Pity. How sad.
That's gross, TBH.
When the boot camp student apologizes, Jeff texts back.
Groveling and being afraid of me don't make me respect you.
The student texts,
I will take responsibility for my mistakes and learn.
They were essentially servants.
Yeah, I think that's a nicer word for what I believe they really are. I think they were slaves.
Jeff and Shalia say those allegations are knowingly absurd, baseless falsehoods, and extreme misrepresentations.
Okay.
The families of some of those living in the home started calling local and state police. We obtained this police welfare check involving a follower named Fedra. In this recorded meeting, Jeff laughs about it with a high-ranking TFU member named Chrissy.
Hi, officers. Can I help you? And they're like, is Phaedra here? And they're like, is she okay?
Oh, stop it.
She comes out in her apron and talks to the cops. And the only thing I hear is the cops saying, okay, well, make sure you call your mom. And she's like, okay, officers. Angry-ass cousin called the cops on us.
In fact, there have been numerous calls to police. Tips coming in about labor trafficking and brainwashing. Police released to us an audio recording of another visit in 2020.
And we've been getting calls kind of nonstop for the last 2 weeks about this.
There might be labor trafficking in the way that you get people to do volunteer work.
People are claiming that you brainwash them.
Okay. How can I brainwash someone to do something against their will?
Is there a crime? Has a crime been committed? Is there about to be a crime committed?
Mike Borkovich is the sheriff for Leelanau County, Michigan.
Of course, your immediate concern is Jim Jones in Guyana and David Koresh. And you start looking around at different people and different cults.
Have you found any evidence of any wrongdoing, any crime?
We haven't found any evidence of any wrongdoing or crime.
The detectives showed up at my door to investigate me, and they were breathing down my throat to try to find out if, I was some psycho cult leader brainwashing people. Big scary Jeff and Shalia. We're gonna come and eat your children.
Keeley also has documents about something called the Golden Parent Initiative.
Jeff wants to control people. He likes to have every aspect of their lives.
Okay, maybe this is what this children part is, because I remember there's something about the kids and their importance in this world.
Controlled.
In this post, Shalia invites couples to birth so-called golden children.
Yeah.
They would grow up to be paired with other children from within the community. Keeley says those who
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, that sounds right.
couldn't physically get pregnant were told they could use a sperm donor who had to be approved by Jeff. Former members believe it was an attempt to breed a new generation of followers.
Today we're going to talk about how to survive a twin flame cult.
In the wake of the media frenzy and the police visits, Jeff posted this strangely edited video online.
What is a cult? A cult is like where an organization is systematically sapping you of your energy for its own insane ideas. And if you're in a twin flame cult, they're going to want your money. That's obvious. It's kind of hard to get into a cult on the internet, isn't it? How are you gonna drink the poison if it's on the internet? Like, don't you have to like be a part of a community like that all lives on a farm or something?
A farm? Well, guess what?
They wanted me to start building this farm that the coaches were going to live in Michigan.
A compound.
A compound, yeah.
Keeley says Jeff and Shalia pressured her to find farmland and move to Michigan. And when she didn't,
they told us, like, you need to make this move now, or you are completely out of alignment with your guru and like bad things are going to happen.
16 followers now live in northern Michigan.
I fear for the lives of the people in the cult. I think that it's only going to grow, and there's plenty of horrible things that will happen when Jeff and Shalia have all of those people literally within like arm's length.
Coming up.
I've never been so happy in my entire life. I'm such a better person. And I love myself so much. And he's taught me that.
If you're in tears, hysterical tears over loving yourself, it's a little of a red flag. Just maybe, perhaps.
Traverse City, Michigan is known as the cherry capital of the world.
Our story stems from the arrival of the Mount Morency cherry.
But this tight-knit community is now on the map for another reason.
Popping cherries at the Twin Flames mansion. Speaking of cherries,
home base for the controversial spiritual community Twin Flames Universe. Once only online, 16 followers have now moved here to be closer to their leaders, Jeff and Shalia Devine.
Thank you.
In 2024, there was a 4-day spiritual summit in Traverse City with about 100 followers from around the world.
Weird.
Jeff and Shalia have been keeping a low profile since the media frenzy.
She got that Louis Vuitton. She got that Louis purse. Still not enviable again.
Surrounding their community, the avalanche of exposés and docuseries. They have refused all interviews. But now they've hired a crisis management PR team and want their story out.
Out. Get out of my house!
I'm driving into the heart of the Twin Flames universe. Jeff and Shalia have invited me to a Christmas party with their followers, some of whom have uprooted their lives and moved here to be closer to their controversial gurus.
Shining music.
Hi,
Hello.
welcome.
How are you?
Thank you for coming.
Avery, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We're looking forward to like sharing our side and being able to maybe speak a bit about it. Yeah,
Me too. I gotta let you guys go back to your party. 'Cause I feel like I'm hogging.
I think we gotta, we gotta. Okay, so everyone's ready?
Pretty soon for White Elephant. I'm gonna grab some sparkling grape juice here.
Yeah, I'll get some
You want some too?
We'll mosey on over together and then
This is the Twin Flames Universe Inner Circle.
Name.
Some of the 16 members who have moved here from across the country and around the world. They're all coaches, volunteers with the church. Some also work in this house as a nanny, cook, and cleaner.
Dog nap expert, some may say. Felucify, thank you so much. Felucify once again says, cult leaders and their beards seem to me like there's a cult leader look. Well, apparently, according to Jeff, Jesus had a beard, therefore he has a beard too. So I think there might be something to it. Am I right?
We have a lot of really great friends from Canada.
Canada is where it's at. Get out of my house. We need to go to Tim Hortons right now. I was born in Canada, so I'm allowed to make fun of the accent, okay? Also,
one of the things that fascinates me about you is that you're from Canada.
That's what Jeff said once. Felucify, thank you so much. I agree. There is a look. And he's got it. Jeff's got it.
Nah. Baby zoned here.
Baby zone. Should we find a toy or something?
They gather in the living room
Maybe we could fit some more people in the
If one more person can fit on the couch.
for a Christmas present exchange.
So benign. It's a mug that says, "Oh, really?" Boring. This is just like any other Michigan Christmas party, I imagine.
That's hilarious.
It's Apple Boy.
Thank you. A nice inside joke. We'll keep this one. It's Oracle cards.
Legos.
Lego. Well, we all got each other.
He's like, I'm sitting here, but I'm doing a lot in this floral chair.
Lego. Well, we all got each other nice gifts. Worked out good.
This is Gabe, who wrote that post about becoming a man. He's no longer with his twin flame. Adam.
What do they say about that? You're no longer with your twin flame? So what is it? You're just damned to eternal suffering then? Because I thought this was for, like, eternities.
And Brienne are amongst the longest serving followers. They agreed to sit down to explain why Twin Flames Universe is not a cult.
People believe you are brainwashed and that you're in a cult.
Buckle up!
Yeah.
It's funny.
I guess it feels far-fetched.
I don't function well with being told what to do or anything like that, so I don't think I would do well in a cult or anything like that. So
It's very hard to interview someone about whether or not they're brainwashed, because if you're brainwashed, you wouldn't know.
I mean,
I guess.
Do brainwashed people know that they're brainwashed? I don't think they do.
no, I don't think that they do. I feel like I would sense that, or there would be an understanding.
Brienne and Adam have been married for 5 years. They deny their union was orchestrated by Jeff and Shalia.
They were not a part of that, so we figured that out on our own. So yeah.
We just started talking on our own and developed a friendship.
But isn't that against then the point? Because isn't Jeff supposed to tell you because he's being told by God, so they found it on their own? What's the point of being in the cult then? It just seems like you could just go live on your own. What are you doing there if they didn't ordain you? I'm confused.
But a different story emerges in this text conversation between former follower Angie.
But we went and hacked into Facebook Messenger to find the real story. I love it. Okay, let's see.
And Brienne, from right before Brienne's harmonious union was announced to the community.
Okay.
Adam is messaging me, and I'm paranoid because I don't want him to be my TF, twin flame. I don't want to, This is upsetting to me.
Uh-oh.
Brienne shares a screen grab of her telling Adam she's upset and doesn't feel an attraction. Adam texts back, I'm sorry you're upset. This is what God has presented me with.
I'm so sorry.
And I've fully devoted to him. It's been a lot to process today as well. I don't see it, she texts Angie with a picture of her and Adam. Brienne writes that the harmonious union has been confirmed by her coach, Keely. And then goes on to describe Adam as lazy and messy, that she's repulsed by him, and that the last thing she wants is to be intimate with him.
Messy. All right, let's see how you get out of this one.
Didn't speak to other people and say that you had zero desire for Adam and that you did not want this pairing to go ahead.
This is like a Bravo segment.
Well, I mean, there were, like, me and Adam were moving through upsets in our union, and I probably shared something from, upsets, but it was an upset. It was something that I was healing through, right? It was
like, what, bitch? What upset? Hold on. Refresh. Hold on. This happens every time. I feel like I hit like an hour 45 and it starts to pause on me.
It was just an upset. It was something that I healed.
Oh, great.
Adam joined Twin Flames Universe as a woman and denies there was any pressure to transition to a man.
So you didn't have any kind of a challenge in accepting this divine masculine concept?
I feel like I had, but this was just an upset with myself in terms of like accepting that I had a little bit of like, it's just me, like, oh, this feels a bit weird, but it was like, right, who you are. You know that there's something, right?
This allegation that people are being pressured, coerced, or led into making a decision about their gender is horrifying.
Yeah. Well, I agree that would be a concern, right? Like if that was the thing, but...
It's a little bit of
18 members of the Twin Flames universe have transitioned.
When you look at the numbers, do you find that at all unusual?
I don't feel like it's so many, though.
We don't know how many were questioning their gender before joining the group, and they insist they weren't pressured. It was their choice to transition. Brienne and Adam are both certified Master Ascension coaches, a level above regular coaches, certified by Jeff.
They don't have any expertise. They're not therapists.
Keely Griffin, who left TFU in 2021, says she and other coaches were wholly untrained to handle people's trauma.
These clients are coming in with all...
That's every life coach, though, to be fair.
All sorts of issues, like being molested as children, and then they're told by the coaches to just do the mirror exercise.
Which means you take responsibility for your own abuse.
Exactly, like, that's your fault now, which is like...
Unfortunately, again, extremely common in all these wellness spaces because they have to say it's up to you because they need to keep you in the group. And if you said like, well, things happen and it's not your fault, then all of a sudden now there's no need to be in this group because you can't do anything about it except for go to an actual therapist and like work through the feelings from it. But if they tell you like, if you just keep buying courses, then eventually the block will be lifted. That's going to keep you in much longer, obviously.
Just so traumatizing in itself. I was in these sessions listening to people telling me, I'm suicidal. I don't want to be here anymore.
What kind of training do you have to take people into their trauma?
Nothing. Coaches are consistently having evaluations and things of that nature to make sure that they're just checks and balances.
And who's doing the checks and balances?
Jeff. Who does the checks and balances?
Well, those are the most experienced coaches, basically.
You guys are the most experienced.
Yeah.
What is the checks and balances?
Well, you got to make sure they're, following, you.
They say, they don't know. They don't know. That's the answer. It's actually projection. They do not know.
Like, to be a coach, like, you can't just go off on your own. Like, we're not responsible for people's health and, that's for their doctor to take care of, right?
Huh?
Critics say students are subjected to potential emotional harm and that the coaches face financial harm. They have to hand over 50% of their earnings to Jeff and Shalia.
I can understand why Jeff and Shalia like this business model because
Yeah.
they're at the top of the hill in that
Me
beautiful
too.
house, taking half of the salary of the people who are coaches. I just don't quite understand why you guys are okay with that model.
It's a win-win for both sides, right? I don't see it as I'm losing anything. I feel like my life has changed in so many beautiful ways, and I feel I'm winning just as much as anyone else.
You feel that way.
Brianne and Adam both feel that their community has been unfairly portrayed in the media.
You go, girl.
We're not victims. Like, we have choice and free will. And I mean, I'm happy. I'm genuinely happy.
Your life, your choice.
And you are too?
I am.
Do you have the life that you desire?
I do. I feel like I'm more myself now than ever, basically.
Coming up.
We don't harm people.
You don't know the truth, you're being lied to.
But I won't tell you the truth because I need to cry first.
My hate squad, the useless little group of haters who want to pin me as a psychopath.
That's me. I'm the leader.
Former high-ranking follower Keely Griffin is in Jeff's so-called hate squad.
They're criminals. Like, these people are con artists.
Keely believes she has evidence of a crime, and it involves the online church Jeff and Shalia set up. Her computer is filled with files from 2 hard drives, hundreds of hours of recorded meetings and documents. In this video, Jeff clearly outlines his reasons for setting up the Church of Union.
You're basically taxed at a share level.
Told you.
And then you're taxed again at an income level. So
Sounds like death to me.
yeah, it doesn't sound good.
I've got the solution.
Yes. What's that?
We're going to turn part of our company into a religion.
Oh, good.
Just like that, the religion is born.
So predictable. My God. These people don't even try to hide anything. Because you don't have to. There's no need to hide. Just be honest. Yeah, I want to scam the government. Okay. People will still, the people that want to be there will be there, whether you are committing crimes or not. Just might as well just be upfront.
So a very small company, licensed stuff to the religion, who will pay us all of the money that is earned through it. This way, our shit is completely protected forever and ever. Nothing can ever hurt us. We pay no taxes on that part of the company. And in this way, like, I don't have to pay people. I can just have volunteers. And and no one sues a religion. And also it opens us up to receive donations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is much more marketable for us
This is
too.
more marketable, I think.
They started out by saying, we're not a religion,
Very godly. Very Jesus-like. Christ-like in all ways.
and we don't even like religion. And then somewhere along the lines, when they realized that they could pay less taxes, they thought it would be a good idea for them to become a church.
Twin Flames Universe is a
Gotta get that bread. Get that bread. I hate that phrase. I say it all the time now because I watch TikToks and it's rotted my brain. But I think we should be more like using, oh, those people are sellouts. Those people are sellouts. That's, I think, where we should go back to. Go back in time, the good old days when, you would get criticized for getting that bread.
profit company. So too is their mind alignment process, Divine Dish, and Divine Gaming. The Church of Union was set up as a nonprofit in 2020.
We gotta look that up after. Divine
There is no actual church, just a website where sermons are posted on Sundays. Chrissy and Jason Emmerich are the directors of the Church of Union. In fact, Chrissy is in charge of church finances.
There is videotape of Jeff categorically saying the Church of Union is going to be set up so we can avoid paying taxes, right?
It's not true. Like that
We
that
just watched
is not
it, Rod.
accurate information. Like
these are his words.
Right, but that's not what's happening.
Would you be comfortable opening up?
Technically, isn't it God's word as well? Since Jeff is the conduit. So if anything, it's even just divinely true.
Your books on the Church of Union to show full transparency and what's coming in and what's going out?
Ultimately, that's not like my decision to make.
Jeff and Shalia refused that request, and so we dug up the publicly available tax filings.
Over a 4-year period, the Church of Union claimed more than $500,000 in expenses. They don't even have a physical church. This is mostly just YouTube sermons.
$39,000 in legal fees.
That YouTube subscription is very steep these days. It's at least $200,000 a month, I think it's up to now for premium.
Some to pay for defamation lawsuits. $45,000 for PR support. Almost $100,000 on IT expenses, and $260,000 for independent contractors and something called contractor programming.
Uh-oh.
Jeff and Shalia refused our requests for more details on just where that $250,000 went. We did discover this credit listing the church as an investor in one of their for-profit companies called Divine Gaming.
The Minecraft server. Our church is the #1 investor in Minecraft server. How much RAM for server? Anyone? How much dedicated RAM for server for Divine Gaming? Please let me know in comments below.
You're the financial officer for the Church of Union.
Yes.
So if there were ever to be discovered fraud, you would be the one that would be kind of holding the bag for that.
Yes, I think I would be involved in that, of course, because I'm the one that's doing the finances, and we've talked to specialists and experts to make sure that we're doing everything
They're gonna play that in court one day, I'm sure.
properly, and we will continue to do that.
We know the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, has gathered information on the Church of Union. They tell us federal privacy laws prohibit them from confirming or denying ongoing investigations. Regardless, the Church of Union has conducted some traditional church-like activities. There was a wedding in Sedona.
You may now seal these vows with true love's kiss.
And another in Traverse City in 2024.
You may now seal these vows with a kiss.
Most weddings, though, are conducted online.
And we are pleased to present the newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Hendel.
They don't kiss?
At least 3
On Zoom? During the pandemic, one thing. Nowadays, at least go to the courthouse. At least go to the little Elvis church. Do something. Come on. Go outside at least. Go in the grass. You're in your house way too much every day, all day. I can't get married there as well.
3 of these followers changed their genders and moved to other countries to live with their so-called twin flame. Those who contemplate getting married or even engaged without the Church of Union face the wrath of Jeff and Shalia.
Don't you dare get married without the church. If you're here absorbing my teaching, don't you dare. Or f off. And actually, when you f off, that's it. Gone by. You have expended your opportunity. We're very flexible with allowing freedom. But we're
very flexible with allowing freedom. It's something that someone who's not flexible with allowing freedom would say.
Freedom is abused, it will be taken from you.
And this is not in any way unreasonable, what Jeff and I are saying and what we're asking.
It's excruciatingly generous, as always.
As always.
It's generous.
I know what the f I'm talking about. And if you don't think that, f off. Bye.
Coming up.
I have so much love for Jesus.
Which is himself, right? He has so much love for Jesus, who is him. So it's actually narcissistic. Okay.
And it was so hard for me to leave that all behind and follow my truth.
Wait, you left Jesus behind?
Twin Flames universe is in full damage control mode.
No,
We're not a cult.
It's not physically possible to brainwash someone online.
Followers recently posted these videos to give.
I don't think that's true, girlfriend. I think that is. You ever read a? Well, I shouldn't say that. I've never read it, but I'm pretty sure ISIS did that for quite a while. Recruitment virtually only for a long time, and were successful, unfortunately.
Give their side of a story that's been covered without their voices by Netflix, Amazon, Vanity Fair, and Vice.
What we saw in the media was just like a salacious attempt with like cherry picking thousands of videos.
I was guided to like explore myself. No one forced me to change my name, change my gender, change my have surgeries.
Obviously, Jeff is not God.
Is he also Jesus? He's got beard in the hair. I think there needs to be a fight to the death about who is actually Jesus, because this guy, he's got the look.
Jeff never said that he was God.
It's an attempt to change the narrative.
We just watched a video of that not that long ago of him saying he was Christ, but okay.
About their community, a PR campaign that now includes me. Chrissy and Jason Emmerich have opened up their home and invited us in.
Generic.
I have sessions today, a couple sessions today.
And I love my life with Jay. I absolutely love it. I love spending time with this man. I never get tired of him. I always want to spend time with him.
Sure.
Chrissy and Jason have been together for what they say is the best 5 years of their lives.
Are you happy in your life?
Yeah.
And you have everything that was promised to you when you
Like, are you sure? That was a quick yes.
first joined Twin Flames universe?
I think the only thing that was promised to me was my twin flame, so yeah.
Jason and Chrissy started out living together as a so-called soul family, each believing someone else was their twin flame. And then they got the call.
Jeff was like, well, we would really think you guys should explore that you two are twin flames.
Because you were really freaked out at first. It's like, that's not what you wanted.
Yeah, no. Right, like, I mean, we were on...
Yeah, no, she's horrible. But, you know, Jeff said it, so I gotta deal with this. Ball and chain, you know?
This journey for, what was it, 2 or 3 years thinking that, like, it was someone else, and so there's a lot to process there.
Right.
But did it ever strike you as odd that all of a sudden you two are actually twin flames? Like, it's just a bit hard for an outsider to grasp.
Yeah.
It's not like they're matchmaking people in any way. They're just like, hey, you guys have a connection here. Why don't you explore it and see what's there? Sometimes it resulted in twin flames. Sometimes it didn't.
I thought there was one person in that the God was telling Jeff, and then Jeff could say, oh, yes, this is divine and ordained. Now it's like, yeah, get to know each other, I guess. Whatever. Like, they can't keep their story straight.
Welcome to Creating in the Kitchen.
Jason, a trained chef, runs Divine Dish, a division of Twin Flames Universe. For $129 a month, followers receive emailed recipes with a side dish of some.
I thought they got actual food. I was going to say, that's not a bad price. Sign me up. HelloFresh is more expensive than that for a month. But if it's just a recipe, okay, no thanks.
Wild claims.
We're now bringing you Divine Dish, which is actually the solution for world hunger and starvation.
What makes food divine?
It's
Technically, he's not wrong. If everyone in the world had food, there would be no more starvation. So you can't say he's wrong, but the fact that the company itself is the solution is hilarious.
curated through God?
So Jeff gets the recipes from God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that sounds a little bit...
He does not believe it. He's out. He's got one foot out the door. He's about to leave. They have some sort of blackmail on him for this guy because he does not seem committed to the bit.
Weird.
I think
Which part?
The God giving recipes to Jeff.
Well, I think he just uses, like, it's not like, you know, the lightning bolt comes down and he hammers into a tablet. Those days are over, I believe.
It's another intimate way of gaining control. You don't get a choice to decide what kind of food you're putting in your body to nourish you.
Former Twin Flames CEO Keely Griffin says there's pressure for followers to subscribe.
People gain weight really rapidly.
How much weight did you gain?
I gained 80 pounds.
80 pounds, Keely.
Yeah, it's a lot.
What'd you eat?
No one is pressured, in my opinion.
Well, who's responsible for them feeling pressured?
Right.
While Jason runs Divine Dish, Chrissy is at the helm of a controversial Twin Flames universe business called the Mind Alignment Process, or MAP.
I am Dr. Chrissy Kay, the CEO of Mind Alignment Process Incorporated.
She calls herself doctor because she has a PhD in public safety leadership. Chrissy recently retired as a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. military.
Interesting.
MAP claims to heal the core of trauma in just one session.
Of course.
It's healed hundreds of people of their trauma. Some of them PTSD, which is supposedly incurable. But what MAP does is it goes to the root of a, trauma, and it brings peace there. And then with peace brought to that root, there is no longer a need for your disease, and it goes away.
Yep.
In other words, do the mirror exercise to heal the trauma that's causing disease.
Yep.
The 12-week program costs over $2,000.
If it works in one session, why do you need 12 weeks? I would just take the one and hit the road and just be like, I'm healed and holy, baby. I'm ready to go. Why do I need 12 weeks? Explain that.
US dollars.
What is Jeff or Shalia's expertise in developing a mind alignment program?
So I think that I know that Shalia has a psychology. She took some psychology courses in school, but if you're looking at therapists or they don't have that level of credentialing.
Jeff and Shalia have no expertise in developing a program that claims to heal PTSD and childhood trauma.
Well, they did create a program that does
They
that.
created it, but what credentials or experience do they have that gives them the authority to do that? Not a psychology course in college.
Well, it's not an invasive
Well, it's not an
process.
invasive program.
So there's no medical degree needed.
There is a disclaimer on the website that the diagnosis and treatment of PTSD requires trained medical professionals, and that MAP practitioners are not trained medical professionals or counselors.
But
What is it?
he claims that it can heal your PTSD, which doctors claim that's incurable. So
Jason and
who's
Chris
to say, right?
They say they love their life and want others to experience what they have. When I bring up concerns that this
I'd prefer not to experience what you have.
is a cult, Jason asks a question.
What metric are they using to make it be a cult?
It's a charismatic leader
Okay.
who has control over people, but they may not recognize the control that he has. Control to choose who they love or to choose their gender. That they would dedicate their whole life to that leader and would
The money.
fund him.
Yeah, if all those things were true, then that would be a cult.
Right,
But that's
not the case.
What's happening here?
To tell me I have a PhD, I'm an academic, I'm a professional, and to tell me that all of my critical thinking skills no longer apply because you don't agree with my lifestyle is preposterous to me.
Coming up,
Look in
Yeah, it
the
was special. It's kind of like
mirror,
the end of an era of my life.
No, not the Corvette. Bumblebee, I will miss you. Why are they getting rid of the Corvette? How will they make YouTube videos anymore? God wanted him to have this Corvette. Everyone with a brain knows that. Have some heart, you haters. They forced his Corvette oil to not be changed since he got the car. Charlie the dog took a nap too long into the afternoon, and now they owe the Corvette back because they couldn't make enough money for the month. Okay, I gotta see what happens. We're almost to the end. So sad.
So you're going to be filming us sitting down? Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna film all that.
Jeff and Shalia Devine have a long list of allegations against them. They deny every single one and say they are the victims of cancel culture.
Oh, of course. I say that all the time.
There are people who paint you both as puppet masters, as cult leaders, who have a level of control over people who are very vulnerable.
We are not puppet masters. We are not over-exercising our control to get people to do things that we want them to do. I appreciate this opportunity to be able to share our side of the story, to tell people, like, you may not believe me.
He stops looking at me and makes a direct appeal to camera.
Please hear what we have to say. Please listen to our students. They are not brainwashed. This is not a cult. This is a textbook example of cancel culture.
Explain that for me.
Yeah,
well,
me too.
You know,
We were canceled. That is the culture in which we live, and it's horrible for me and my business and my Corvette.
I think she's probably the better person to explain that. She's the one doing all the studying of it all.
Well, huh? She's doing all the studying. She's reading all the comments, all the death threats. I give them to her. I print them out and I give them to her to read as she holds our child.
There was a reaction towards us, and it got shared all around the internet, and it got picked up, and then it just kept snowballing and snowballing.
You have described yourself as the Master Christ.
It's a spiritual exploration. And, you know, this cancel culture takes everything super out of context to make it look like I'm some megalomaniac who's using these strange titles to claim power, or they say that I think I'm Jesus, and that's just so silly.
But you have said you think you're Jesus.
Where do you have me quoted saying I think I'm Jesus? That's absurd.
Show him the video.
I've never said that.
Holy, holy.
This is the power of editing. I love it. Where is the video? Show me the video. Okay. The video starts to play. I love it.
Holy, holy. I figure y'all.
But he has said this.
And I'm not hiding anything. Like, I'm literally telling you I'm Christ.
Because God's been telling us, you know, we're the second coming of the Christ.
I'm banging the Christ. With all the pictures we see depicted of Jesus, he kind of looks that way, and so like, haha, you know, I'm with Jesus. He's not Jesus. I don't believe that at all.
None of my students.
Don't you say that, bitch. That's what Jeff's thinking right now. I am Jesus. We just have to lie on TV for the cameras so that we can make more money for my Corvette to come back. But I am Jesus. That's what he thinks, I think.
Students think I'm Jesus.
Have you told people to change genders?
We encourage people to explore. And I hesitate to answer that question in the way that I'm feeling led to answer that question, which is yes or no. But the reality is...
It kind of is a yes or no, Jeff. Like it kind of is.
There's context here. The answer to your question is we encourage people to explore their spirit.
He's so gentle in his voice. I can tell he's not a megalomaniac because he's got a gentle disposition, and I can for sure tell he's not seething with anger below. His temper is rising in his throat right now. I can tell that is just an illusion that I'm putting onto him, and that he's actually very calm and very in control and happy to answer this woman's questions.
Spiritual, their inner world. And it's just an invitation to explore.
Except in the concerns about Twin Flames universe, the biggest, most harmful allegation is that you are dictating people's gender and that they are taking it to extreme lengths, including having surgeries and hormone therapies and changing their gender.
Wow.
And so I think it's a fair question.
Of course.
That's a yes or a no, and there's not really a ton of nuance in it.
Great.
So is it a yes or a no?
We've invited people to explore their gender.
And that invitation to explore gender comes from God?
No, it comes from a human talking to a human.
No, but do you get the message from God that someone is in the wrong gender?
He's like, what did I lie about? I gotta remember what I said before. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Whatever. He's gonna start crying.
If you could give me a moment to collect myself. Thank you.
What's going on? She's so embarrassed. She's like, what the this is not making us look more normal, babe. You're ruining it.
God is a loving being. God wants the best for us.
Did you know if you whisper, it makes you seem like a better person and that you're not a psychopath? Did you know that? God, and you say God is loving, then all of your sins are forgiven.
I am not God. I have never claimed to be God.
Yes, you have.
So my question was, do you get a message from God about somebody's gender?
It doesn't work that way, no.
There's no channeling from God about what someone's gender should be?
So we as professionals get intuitive hits, you might say.
Downloads from source, some might say. Albanese. Thank you so much. I never get that right, and I apologize. Albanese, thank you. They said, can we get a This Is Gold straight up palette cleanser? Of course, but of course, we can get gold straight up anytime you want.
This is gold, straight up.
You can also get juicy nuggets.
Priceless, juicy nuggets.
You can get deep belly laughs.
Deep belly laughs.
You can also get savage.
She's savage.
And you can get big facts.
Big facts.
For the low price of $8,888 per month forever. That's all. Please send it via PayPal.
Hey, this might be a good idea. It's explorative. Like this heavy frame is just not the reality.
But Jeff, it's a heavy consequence to have kind of a whim that someone might be a different gender.
It's not a whim. I get how this all looks, but it's just not true.
Jeff was saying, like, we could see on the spiritual horizon, and because Jeff and I, like, we live in twin flame union, it's like we see color where someone is colorblind. Like, we can see that.
Yeah.
And first, I hardly believe that the LGBTQ plus community would agree that changing your gender is an entirely harmful thing.
It's absolutely not a harmful thing unless someone else is telling you that you are the wrong gender.
Sure.
And then it's a very harmful thing.
This is not, once again, it's not something that's imposed upon you. You can't impose things upon people on their spiritual journey.
We were their, like, direct guide. They can.
I don't know. I mean, on this point, I also feel like, yeah, people need to have their own agency in their life. And if they are going to be persuaded by these buffoons, then that is somewhat their responsibility too. I think a lot of their responsibility. If they want to explore their gender because these people told them to, they're adult people. I mean, I don't think they're forcing them. The thing is, like with Nexium, there was like, I think a little bit more manipulation with the tattoos and that branding thing. Like they were told they were getting tattoos, but it ended up being a brand that was not what they asked for. That would be different, I think. That would be worse. Like if they were to say, okay, we're going to do a ceremony. Everyone's going to go under the knife and, you know, we're going to see what happens. And then they got their gender switched because these people did surgery on them. Okay, that would be horrible and horrendous. I think it's manipulative what they're doing, but I don't think it's what she's saying either, which is like you're forcing people to change their gender. I think they're heavily suggesting if you want to be in our cult, you have to change your gender if we tell you to. But then again, it's like you need to be a person that's going to be conscious of what you're doing in your life. And if you listen to these people, that's on you to some degree. I know that's a harsh take, but it's true.
Chose not to do it or not to, you know, like.
If you have an element of control over them or sway over them.
Okay.
And they hear you say that and they know that it will please you.
We don't encourage that kind of power dynamic.
Yeah.
Of course not. Sure.
You don't?
No.
Yeah, you don't? You sure?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You're my student. You do not school me. You should shut the up and listen.
your choice has been out of order, so you can make a new choice.
We're very flexible with allowing freedom. But where freedom is abused, it will be taken from you.
Freedom is so funny.
You probably have seen me yelling at my students. It's not abuse. In fact, people felt really loved and cared for when I would yell at them in classes. They felt like someone cares about me enough to yell at me, because it's uncomfortable to yell at people. I don't want to do that if I don't have to, but I love these people.
I need their money.
And so I put myself on the line in order to be able to help people.
But the people who are on the receiving end of that, who are no longer part of the community, felt bullied and manipulated and exploited by you.
Of course. Is it okay if I grab some water?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
No.
Do you know where my Fiji went?
No. You may need to get a new one.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you know where my Fiji went?
So, Jeff, you talk about yelling at people lets them know that you actually are showing them love.
No, but kind of.
In this topsy-turvy universe, love is expressed in anger, and hate is a consequence of love.
Why are you the lightning rod for so much hate?
Cancel
I
culture.
think because we love people.
It doesn't make sense, Jeff. The equation doesn't add up. People who love don't usually receive hate. I just don't.
That's not true. That's not true. Look at history.
Okay, tell me.
Well, I'm not the.
Well, you look at, for instance, like a lot of like historical figures, like Martin Luther King. I know, like I grew up Catholic, so I think of Jesus. You know, like he was just loving everybody.
I guess Martin Luther King's a fairly good example, actually.
Even though it was difficult.
When you love people deeply, it touches parts of their hearts and themselves that are hurt.
Yeah.
And so that can cause that hurt to come out.
I loved too much. I cared too deeply. What did Ed Millett say?
I'm spending too much time working, too much time giving.
I'm spending too much time giving, therefore I'm canceled.
Jeff and Shalia deny they set up the church to evade taxes and deny they are exploiting followers financially.
What are the different businesses that are in the Twin Flames universe umbrella?
Minecraft servers.
I mean, we're here to talk about Twin Flames.
But that's part of it, right?
What are you here to talk about? Like, you know, I'm not trying to be evasive here, but like, you're starting to get into a whole lot more subject.
Did you guys set up the church
He's coming off so good. He's coming off very in control.
specifically to avoid taxes?
No.
We're the church's largest donor. It's designed to support the spiritual community and the spiritual teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was no videotape discussion about how to avoid paying taxes?
Roll the tape.
About setting up a church?
In business, it's very normal to minimize your tax burden. Why would you pay more taxes than you are supposed to? We've always ensured we pay
Trump mentality.
our fair share of taxes. You can't avoid the tax person. There's no way around that.
There are PR fees in your church filings.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, how does that get explained?
I mean, our whole community came together to pay that. Like we're all
Our whole
paying
community
to support.
is impacted by what happened. It didn't just happen to Jeff and I, it happened to everyone that's in our community.
But why would that come out of the church?
It comes out of the whole community of which we are a part and of which we contribute to the largest amount.
What are you guys doing to make money? Like you're making money off the coaches because they're giving you 50% of their salary.
What you're saying is, what do we do to make money?
Exactly.
You're asking me really, what do I do to provide value for my community?
No, what do you do to make money?
Well, I provide value for my community.
But just in terms of bringing money in to support your lifestyle, where does that money come from?
Well,
our community.
We don't, the money is...
labor.
Okay, so it's fine, it's fair. Might not look like I have a particular, job like, making the food. Actually, one of my jobs is making the food. And I do design the menus for divine
Making the food? I thought God gave you the recipes.
dish. It's a creative level things. It's entrepreneurial endeavor. If there's some sort of perception that we don't do anything, we're just profiting all, it's absolutely upside down. We work incredibly hard. And
twice
he's working while he's sitting in chairs. He's thinking deeply while he's standing idly. I mean, you guys don't get it. He's just a very very stable genius.
In the interview, Jeff, out of the blue, starts crying over his love for Jesus.
You know, I grew up Catholic, and I left the religion in the church because of their stance on gay marriage. I felt that if two people loved each other, they should, I'm very passionate about this. They should be allowed to get married. And it was so painful to leave my church.
Trying to push a tear
I have
out.
so much love for Jesus.
Push that tear out, baby. Push it out. I don't see one gosh darn tear in there. Put the ducks to work. He loves Jesus so much. Where's the moistness? Where's the moistness in the eyes? I need to see it to prove you love. Where is it? There's not one.
And it was so hard for me to leave that all behind and follow.
I was raised Catholic, okay, to be fair. I heard about Jesus, obviously, but it was more about like the saints and like to me, Catholicism is much more wide idol worship, not worship, I guess, but like idols, and there's like more stories than I've heard in other like non-denominational churches. So it's interesting that he would be like, oh, the Catholic church, I guess that's what he grew up in, so that's all he knows, but he's not, first of all, okay, whatever I just said, he's not crying, so it's like fake, and he's not a good actor.
Follow my truth.
Push.
But it was the right thing to do.
One tear.
Jeff and Shalia say their logic and intuition have led them to believe their toddler Grace will only have one lover, God.
We believe she's more like a monastic soul. Someone whose life path is dedicated to God as their love or lover alone. But I'm still going to teach her about, sex and sexuality.
This is just an idea that we have.
Well, that child needs help immediately and forever, and hopefully when she's 18, she will get out and get that help. But, oh God, it's in for a wild ride, unfortunately.
Come to, and we're seeing where it goes.
They have abandoned altogether another idea, that concept of golden children, which former followers believe is an attempt to breed a larger community.
It was a passing idea, just a thought, just playing around with an idea,
It's kind of strange, kind of weird.
Yeah.
Seemed maybe cool.
Seemed like a cool idea.
Explored it for a short time and let it go.
And then it wasn't like a big deal or anything.
Do you think that it's possible that you will one day see inviting people to explore the divine masculinity as a silly idea that you should move away from?
Yeah.
Part of your...
Yeah, any of it.
Yeah, we don't give a shit. Obviously, whatever makes us money is what we're going to say, and we're going to follow that. Duh!
There's no sacred cows here. Like, even the twin flame concept, it's okay if it's misproven.
Followers have moved countries.
Can all the followers just listen to that, please? That's all you need to know. He doesn't even buy the bullshit. Why are you?
Married strangers, changed genders, based on teachings that no longer seem set in stone.
Yeah.
You guys are on a journey that people are following very closely because they believe in you.
Yeah.
And you're experimenting with things that...
They know that we're experimenting.
They know we're experimenting. Trust me, people have a mind of their own in our spiritual community, and
very much so.
They don't always listen to us, and that's okay. I don't really care. It's your life.
Is this all going to come crashing down?
Yeah.
No. I think, if anything,
100% yes.
We're only going to continue to thrive.
Why are you getting all misty-eyed?
I'm thinking about Jesus. My love for Jesus. Yeah, just thinking about that. That's all.
How is your relationship?
It's really good.
So good.
Yeah, we're very happy.
I'm convinced.
We're very in love. We'll start to cry.
She laughs every time. She says, we're very in love.
Yeah. It's very
Well, he's in love with Jesus, so I don't know how you fit into this.
Sacred to us. It's like our altar. And I love Jeff with my whole heart, and I'll be with him forever. I've never been so happy in my entire life.
She can cry.
I'm such a
She's a better actress than him.
better person. And I love myself so much. And he's taught me that.
But the business doesn't continue without that love for each other, right? It's all built on your twin flame union.
Jeff thinks he could do it without her.
Yeah, our whole life is. And that's built on our relationship with God.
Yeah.
So I would rather not be in a world without God. If God isn't real, then take me away. I don't want any part of that.
So dramatic. Oh my God, what are you talking about? Me, when I don't get immediately what I want. I have a minor inconvenience.
I believe God is real, and I built everything on him.
Coming up.
I'm not gonna stop.
Why did the Corvette get taken away? They didn't explain it. Why is the Corvette on a tow truck?
I hope that Jeff and Shalia know that.
We're almost done. We're like a couple minutes left, and we'll wrap it up. We're 9 o'clock. Who's this?
We happen to be at the Twin Flames Universe headquarters as a tow truck pulls up. The yellow Corvette, a symbol of Jeff's success in so many videos, is hoisted up and taken away.
Not the hoist.
I got that for my 30th birthday from Shalia.
Jeff says he doesn't really use it anymore and has traded it in for a Silverado pickup.
Yeah, it was.
He looks like a baddie standing there. He looks like he's experimenting with his gender, perhaps, because he's looking snatched. That silhouette, though. Nice.
Special. It's kind of like the end of an era of my life.
Online, Jeff has called some of his former followers his hate squad. Now he says he feels compassion for them.
Oh, thanks.
These former students left before they got the healing.
So they just got out too soon.
True.
Well, they had an upset that they didn't finish.
Updated recently, but it's like a Minecraft thing. Hold on. God, Facebook is such a cesspool. It's like not even real. It's not even real. Okay, here it is. Divine Gaming, everybody. 456 likes, 536 followers. This is the type of content you could also receive if you are divine and needed a twin flame. Nightmare Craft. But it was updated this month. Or sorry, March. 8 evil shamans await you in the dense jungle, ready to ensure you never make it out alive. Face them and other evils today in Nightmare Craft, an intense Minecraft mod pack with hours of enjoyable gameplay. Available now on Curse Forge. Join our Discord to share your favorite discoveries, connect with the community, and stay updated on all things Nightmare Craft. So it's a mod thing, and here's the website. It's loading. Okay, and here's the Instagram. Oh, they got 100 followers on Instagram. Well, there you go. And this is when you know it's divine. Centaur. They've lost it. I mean, they never had it to begin with. Joy Unleashed. Chapter 2. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of NFT thing, I'm assuming, going on with this. What is CurseForge? Oh, it's like a website. Okay. Chapter 2. Death and Resurrection. Join the Discord. Okay, let me see. How many people are in the Discord? I feel like that in Discord is where they indoctrinate you, for sure. There's 278 people online. There's 1,700 members. Joining. I just have one question. How much dedicated WAM for server? Dedicated WAM for Minecraft server? For Divine Gaming server? Dedicated WAM for server. Okay. Here's what it looks like, in case you're wondering. Oh, it's black. I can't share Discord on stream. Interesting. Okay. I didn't know you couldn't do that. I don't use Discord very much. Oh, here. Can you see it now? No. Wow. Weird. Okay. I didn't know that. I'm sure I'm going to be stalked and harassed now. Anyways. Okay, that's it. That's the tea. That's the piping hot tea. Other news, I'm still working on my Rachel Hollis video. If you can believe it. We had some work stuff come up. Not even come up, but we're doing a campaign at work, and it's getting closer and closer to the launch date of it, and so I've been a little behind. And I'm trying to go to the gym 3 days a week. I know, right? Seriously. So crazy. So I've been a little behind, so I apologize. But I'll be back next Thursday to do another stream, and hopefully before next Thursday, I will have this video freaking done. It's almost done. It just needs a little final touch. And then I hope you watch it, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. You're all my twin flames. It's been so great seeing you. I've not seen any of you, actually, because this is a one-way stream, and I cannot see you. But it was great to be in your presence and to see your comments. Okay. Time to sing my song. All right. Good night. Bye. Starry nights, you are my twin flame. Nicole Campbell, we can play the Minecraft game. Divine Gaming Inc., a console. Do you wanna join a cult? Charles Murray, we can be in a throuple. That means 3 dating at the same time. Alaska but Tundra, will you be mine? Cabra Soto, I wanna eat some recipes from God with you. Lisa B, I wanna be free. And the twin cult flame believes in flexibility with freedom, so we are allowed to be free together in the cult. Lillian Massey, do you wanna go to Michigan with me? Chris Johnson, how many Corvettes do you have in your garage? Rob Sheehan, do you like a Porsche? Or do you like a Caravan? That's another word for a minivan with a weird ending on the word. Rebelled Fuentes, Rebelade, I want some lemonade, not a Fiji water. No, thank you. I'm gonna drink a smart water. Mary, how come when you come back from the biblical sense, you're always in toast or a chip or in rust on the side of a building? Why is that always the case? Good night, everyone. Happy Thursday. Bye.